Hello, motherfuckers, and welcome to my Club of Cottontales, a place for me to be 100% me while helping myself mentally and physically. It is Saturday morning. I am exhausted. Ugh. Dreams, man. Dreams took over everything. Like they usually do. Every single time I woke up today, I was just like so fucking tired. But eventually I had to get out of bed because my body was no longer able to lay down and have some kind of a semblance of comfort. Um, I got myself a granola bar for breakfast, but I'm kind of feeling like I probably shouldn't have. My tooth on the bottom left hand side is shifting as it usually does. Um, and it's sideways, so that explains some of the extra pain. I learned some new interesting facts. I already knew that like warm salt water helped with pain and tooth pain, to be specific. Um, Switching salt water helps with tooth pain, but I didn't realize that you could put vanilla extract on the aching area and it will help because it did. It was unbelievably just wild. And then I also took some pain medicine because I was just like, I need to go to sleep. My tooth is throbbing. Um, and right now it's throbbing. If I bite on it, it hurts. But as long as I just like leave it alone, it should be fine. Past Amber apparently didn't even finish the Jaded Rose bowl that we had loaded last night, so we'll partake of that. But first, I'm gonna get my tea bag out of my tea. I made myself some probiotic tea. It's got a nice lemony flavor to it. Oh yeah, the warmth feels so good on my twofer. Oh my gosh. Oh, I also flipped a coin between Dreamlight Valley and Fortnite, because I was very much like, I don't know what I want to do. I know I want to be in Club Cottontail because I need the distraction. Thought about getting up and doing dishes, but my body is too sore to even stretch right now. So I'm just kind of like sitting straight up with my knees 90-degree angle, keeping my hands stretched out. There's no way I could do dishes right now because I can't stand and my hands are extremely sore. I can't help but feel like that's probably why the universe was like, play some Dreamlight Valley. um, it's just a chilled, relaxed game. So it's very suitable for Club Cottontail because Club Cottontail is a very chilled, relaxed entity. Oh man. Oh, it is Veterans Day. So happy Veterans Day. And thank you for your service to every single individual who has been in any sector of the military. Thank you so much for your service. You're alive today after fighting for our country and our nation, and you may deal with all sorts of things, but you're living each and every day, and I am very thankful for you. I, for one, fully enjoy living in America and being able to do the things that I do here, where in other places I would have little to no rights. So thank you to Papa Lewis, to Jonathan Upshaw, and every other person whom I have met that has served. Those two people, I directly know they served. Papa Lewis is Rainbow's grandfather, and John Upshaw is Superman. He's one of my high school friends. He went into the military right out of high school, and he actually was medically discharged. Um, and he now permanently walks with a cane because his foot was smashed by a large, like, those like flattening things. It it crushed his foot. It's terrifying, and he's always been very pissed. Like, bro, like he had planned on being like in the military forever. You know, he had a lot of plans in that, and then he got his foot crushed, and before the age of 22, he was no longer, he was a veteran, you know, and he's my age, so, you know, fucking 13 years of being a veteran when you wanted to be in the service for that amount of time is like, holy shit. Um, Justin's father, Papa Lewis. Ooh, oh, we said his name and my whole face got fucking hot. Voldemort's father, he was actually Voldemort was a military baby. He was born on the Washington in Washington D.C. on the military base. He was a military brat the first few years of his life. It wasn't until his sister Helen was born um, they sort of settled down in Washington State. So fucking cool. Okay, let me get my chat up. You know, the chances that someone's actually here to chat with me is very slim. I saw that we had someone pop in, but most likely they just popped in to leave an opinion and pop out type of thing, or you know, I don't ever know why people tune in to my contentery, but Saturday morning. It's literally 10, 10, 10, 10. Make a wish. Seal it with a toke kiss. Alright, let's get some herbage in us. With a game like Dreamlight Valley, I sincerely hope that we actually get people to come chill and chat with me, because it is a very relaxed game. It's not like Fortnite where, you know, when I do a match, there's like 20 minutes of me hyper focusing on keeping myself alive and looting and stuff like that. Valley is just a casual game. Everything about it is super cash. Now, the game is super casual, but it's not without its triggers. The story mode is. Wait. Oh, you know what? I just realized that I have my face over here. Usually I put it on the other side. It's like this area blocks my quests. This right here is annoying as shit. Um, it says to uncover the mystery, and like I go over there, and um, it says upon cleansing the Pillar of Unity on Skull Rock, you notice some magical things seem to resonate around it. So like I've cleared everything from the island. Um, that did nothing. So I'm very confused on what we do. No current event. Ooh, let's vote. Something wicked. When I can't decide between the two, like I don't feel like it fits, I just back out. Like none of those seem wicked to me, you know what I mean? So, ooh. Oh, whoa. These names are so interesting. Yeah, Cupcake Zombies. Someone who actually has a name that's recognizable. Poopy Pants 5001. Papa Bear? Oh man. I gotta vote for him. Ooh, this one's really beautiful. Ooh, I love Oh my. Apparently we had to sneeze. Okay. I don't know if we'll do the current challenge. Wally's Garden. Some quality time with your favorite robot villager in his favorite place. The garden. Mandatory. Green hats and delicate. I mean, maybe we will. Oh, my fucking tooth hurts so much. Tooth pain is just one of the worst. But all the little like home remedies help. So it's definitely just my tooth shifting. A part of me just wants to ask them if they'll just take it out. But a dentist's main purpose is to help you keep all of your teeth or most of your teeth. So they're very skeptical on just pulling a tooth out because of discomfort. Like they're gonna pull this front one because it has immense bone loss. It's super wiggly. And I actually have localized periodontal disease in that area, so removing the tooth will be beneficial for a lot of reasons. This one is just, it shifts. I had a tooth removed from that side a long time ago, that cracked under the pressure of that other tooth coming in, and now I know why. It's because the tooth is completely angled. Like at some point, it's gonna touch my other teeth, and it might cause the same sort of thing because it's angled. I'm not entirely sure. I'm just not really sure what will happen with that area. Okay, let's get our other commands up. Oh man, so I saw a teaser trailer for fucking Inside Out 2. Oh man, so from the little tidbit I saw, they're introducing anxiety and other emotions, and I was just like fucking about time because when I first watched Inside Out, I it was very triggering for me because I've dealt with mental health challenges my whole life. So the things that Riley was going through in the movie are, for the most part, it's like a healthy childhood. Like she had a normal, happy, healthy childhood. The crazy thing that she's going through right now is the fact that she's only like 11 years old and her family just moved from Minnesota to California. So that causes for her to shut down the way she does. I'm curious to know what it would be how they would portray someone like me who was born with mental health challenges. I had my first intrusive thoughts before the age of 10. I've had anxiety pretty much my whole life. Um, yeah, it's very intriguing and very triggering for me. So triggering for me. Like, I imagine that second one will be just as hard for me to watch as the first one, and I will definitely be watching that movie by myself. I will the very first time I watch Inside Out 2, it will not be with my daughter, it will not be with anybody else. I will be by myself, cuddling Blue Bear, fucking bowls on bowls ready for anything that's about to happen. Okay, put up some Dreamlight Love and Moist Kisses. Let's put up some Dreamlight Love blowing out some smoke now, letting you know, of course, that this motherfucker's about to toke. Hello, motherfuckers. Welcome to my club of Cottontales. This is a place for me to be 100% me while helping myself mentally and physically. It has been and always will be a 420 friendly and 21 plus contentory community, whatever the fuck you want to call it. My piece of the internet is geared for myself, so I am well over the age of 21 and I am extremely 420 friendly. Even if I didn't partake of marijuana on my own, I would still be very 420 friendly. My tea is so good. It's so good. So I'm in my mermaid medicine room. This is a room that I specifically made for me to come and toke. So if you've ever tuned in to Dreamlight Valley, I'm in this room. Know that I'm probably not going to be doing anything really gaming wise. We're just chilling. And, oh, you know what? Since making this room bigger, I think we can center that light. See, it shows something here for the rock and the hard place, but there's nothing there. It's so interesting. Yeah, because I had made the room bigger, now it has a central location, and I can see because these have a central location. That is fucking satisfying. Yes! Yes! Ooh. Mommy likey. Okay. Cheers. To anyone lurking, twerking, watching incognitally. Ugh. Finish this toke and get it reloaded, because this is just residual from last night. Well, apparently, past Amber didn't grind any up for me. So, I was watching Cinema Therapy, and they were discussing Inception and like dreams and stuff like that. And the licensed therapist had mentioned how dreams tend to be us dealing with stuff that we can't deal with in real life. And that definitely tracks because I whenever I think back to some of my dreams, I'm like, yeah, that was a traumatizing scenario in my life, and it makes sense that we're dreaming about it. And then other times it's just like what? Like the dream I had last night, like it was like the apocalypse, I think maybe. I don't know. All I know is that like I had Rainbow, but she was like a little bit older, and a lot of the dream, like I knew she was safe, but she wasn't like by my side. But like I ended up saving a lot of children. Like there was one part of my dream that was very rememberable, and I'm like the leader of this group. I've like collected people, and I'm like keeping everyone safe and calm, and just being the leader, right? Well, I go off and I end up coming across these two girls, an older one and a younger one, and they're crying because they lost their mother. And I was like, well, where'd you lose her? And they point over, and it's a like in the dream, like bombs have been going off. So their mother died in that crash. So I put the bigger girl on my shoulders and I hold the little girl's hand because like the little girl is actually doing better than the big girl, probably because the big girl was more self-aware of like mommy's gone now, you know, and the little one is just like what's going on. So I walk them back to our group, and one of the people's like, and I go, they're like, their mom, and they voice mom, and I'm like, and I do this like. And she's like, "Oh." So, you know, we just took on these kids again. Um very, very, very interesting. Yay! So, I hired a photographer to do a birthday shoot for me, and I was just double checking because literally today is the 11th of November, and my birthday is exactly a month from today, meaning that in 1 month and 5 days, I'll be getting my photos done. I'm so excited. And she works within a budget, so like my last photo shoot didn't cost me anything. Um, she didn't charge me anything because she knew that I was quite a low income. This time I want to give her money. I'm putting aside $40. She probably won't charge me any more than that, but like literally she's giving me a like $300 photo shoot for under $100, and it's unbelievable, and she edits and does the whole nine. You know what I mean? And um gives you, you know, access to quite a few of the photos. So it's really fucking cool. I'm very excited. She took the day off, so I am all hers all day, which is stupendous. Um, yeah, I'm really excited for my photo shoot. Um, Barefoot Cottontale in nature. It's gonna be just stupendous. Like fucking stupendous. That's probably the next time I'm gonna do my gelays is when I go to do my birthday nails. I have this space dust shimmer, which is essentially just black with a nice sparkle in it. And that's going to be the color I do for my photo shoot. Because most of my photo shoot is going to be black. I'm going to be wearing a um, like mid-length, like to your knees, with quarter like sleeves that are like quarter sleeves. They like come to like here-ish. Um, Lace dress, but then I'm going to wear my Cottontale fairy tale jacket over it, which is wool. And it has a hood with ears, and it's mostly black, but the ears are purple and green, and in the back, it has a pastel rainbow. I'm obsessed with black with pastel colors. I think it's just so fucking gorgeous. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, I feel so fortunate that she took the day off. Like, that is amazing. And last time, the photo shoot I had like costume changes. We did some indoors, and then we went outside. This time everything's gonna be done outside. And I'm gonna have it be completely silent. I just want to listen to the sounds of nature and just really like immerse myself, you know? I imagine she'll get lots of photos of me with my eyes closed or looking off in a distance. Those are some of my favorite fucking photos where I'm not looking directly in the camera, but I'm looking far off in the distance. The whole photo shoot will be with my glasses on, but then I do want to do a section where it is close up of my face. I want to see all of my freckles and stuff like that. And I've decided I'm not going to wear any makeup. At my last photo shoot, I did my hair, I did my makeup, and this time I'm not going to like I might put some curlers in the bottom of my hair to give it some volume and some like curl, but I'm not going to do anything really with my hair, and I'm not going to put on any makeup. No makeup whatsoever. I thought about adding a little bit of highlighter, and I still might do that just because putting a little bit here, a little bit here, and a little bit here will help the lighting pop. But other than, light shimmers and maybe some glitter, no makeup. Absolutely no makeup. I'm just going to have lip gloss on. Um, at first, I thought about using my lip tint that makes my lips a little bit more pink, but I want it to be very natural, like just natural Cottontale in nature, like is what I'm going for. I'm so excited, especially because for my 34th birthday we did a photo shoot, and now for my 37th birthday we are also going to do a photo shoot. I can't believe I'm going to be 37. Like, can someone pinch me? No, don't pinch yourself. It's gonna hurt. Like, oh my gosh. Like, I'm gonna be 37 soon. Like, oh man. 30 fucking 7, man. Alright. So, because Club Cottontail is very much a lurking community most of the time, it's just me talking to me. Sometimes I just don't feel like talking. And I've kind of done this new thing where I just put on Smosh Reads Reddit stories, because they're quite interesting, and it's something that I can, uh, like, sometimes, like, it will give me things to talk about, for one. Oh my gosh, am I like, oh my god, I'm almost caught up. Most, let's see, we currently are on Parties Gone Wrong. But yeah, I will gladly pause this if we have someone that actually pops in to chat with me. I will pause this in a heartbeat.
However, I have been in therapy for a long time now, and I really can't recommend it enough. It has changed my life for the better. Life is crazy, and it's tough, and we all face tough decisions. Career, family, relationships. It's hard to navigate. It's hard to navigate our own minds. And that's where therapy can really make a difference. So if you're thinking about trying therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It is designed to be flexible and suited to your schedule. And all you have to do is go there, fill out a quick questionnaire, and you'll be matched with a licensed therapist. And you can switch therapists at any time with no extra charge. Let's make the roadmap with BetterHelp. Go to betterhelp.com/pitreddit for 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/pitreddit. Alright, back to reading Reddit stories. Alright, moving on now. Here we go. Am I the asshole for serving non-alcoholic drinks to family at a party and not telling them? I feel like we get one of these types of ones every other episode now. A lot of discourse on on whether having a dry party or wedding or something is okay. It is important to note that my family tend to excessively drink when invited to events or parties, and things often get a bit chaotic. I, a 24-year-old woman, and my partner, a 26-year-old man, have been together for 6 years. Early on in the relationship, my partner disclosed that he was in recovery after struggling with alcoholism during his teens. It wasn't a big deal in our relationship as I don't really drink anyway, and we don't keep any alcohol in the house. However, when we attended my cousin's wedding about 4 years ago, my family got extremely drunk and tried to pressure my partner into breaking his sobriety. It caused a small argument within the family as we left early and offended my cousin and her husband. 2 years ago, I got a huge promotion and we wanted to celebrate, but my husband felt uncomfortable with throwing a party due to the way my family behave under the influence. So we decided to exclusively serve non-alcoholic drinks at the party. On the day of the party, we decided to pour the drinks into large pitchers and label them to avoid people reading the labels, and we took out the trash to get rid of the bottles. The party itself was quite tame. They drank their usual amount and kept making comments like, "Wow, I don't even feel tipsy," or "I can barely feel anything." We tried to shrug it off as, "Oh, maybe you built up your tolerance." After the party, we decided to continue to serve non-alcoholic drinks at parties that we hosted. A week ago, we were at a dinner hosted by my grandparents, where again, my family tried to force alcohol on my partner all evening. He finally snapped and revealed, "You're all so much nicer when you're not drunk. Why do you think we keep serving you non-alcoholic drinks when you're at ours?" The room fell silent for a few seconds. Then all the questions started. We tried to explain our situation and why we don't serve alcohol, but my family were furious. We left shortly after, but my phone has been blowing up ever since. My family has boycotted parties that we host and refused to accept any form of apology. I've told my friends about the situation, and the response has been very divided. Some are saying that it's not my place to force people to abstain from drinking alcohol. Others say that it was my party, therefore my rules. Am I the asshole?
I think your
I think
party,
the
your
term
rules.
forcing people to abstain from drinking alcohol is a crazy point.
That's not. This is America, though.
You can't force people to abstain from drinking. It's like, no, you just served non-alcoholic drinks and they didn't realize. Which I'm also a little like, you didn't realize? I don't know. I feel like
Gonna be like,
I feel like I can tell when a drink that I'm drinking doesn't have alcohol in it.
yeah, or it's the best cocktail in the world.
I honestly, I want these mocktails.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'll just drink these from now on.
This is a family of what seems like alcoholics.
Yes.
If they're really angry about like wanting to enforcing the boyfriend to drink,
That's
like
so
that's
messed
so
up.
messed up.
That's extremely messed up.
If someone doesn't want to drink,
Alcoholics, but they're
you
also
never pressure them.
it's stupid. You're an alcoholic, you can't recognize when what you're drinking.
Because you don't know they may be a recovering alcoholic.
There's no alcohol.
You know,
I know that.
they may be avoiding alcohol because of alcoholic tendencies within the family.
It's like I was thinking about the fact that like they're saying like, wow, I can barely feel this. You know that they took like that experience and were like, dude, I did like 10 shots of liquor, and then they like went to their next party and then just got completely fucked up. they're like, no, it's fine. Like last time I'm fine.
I can drink so much. I drink a whole pitcher.
Yeah, I drink a whole pitcher of this.
I guess if it's like non-alcoholic beer, they could be drinking it because I love non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah.
And it could trick you. You could think like this is Corona and it's a non-alcoholic, and that stuff's great.
Can you imagine just like beer just sitting out in a pitcher? It's great.
People do that. Yeah, you never got a pitcher of beer somewhere.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, but usually you drink it so fast.
You should be drinking pretty fast. Comments. Can you imagine being such a big alcoholic that you get mad over someone not spiking the punch bowl?
Exactly.
You're not the asshole for the drinks, but I think you're an asshole to your partner for having these terrible people around him. Wow.
It does.
That's an interesting take.
That's an interesting take.
That's an interesting take.
It does like inspire me to like want to maybe throw like a non-alcoholic party, like just to see
I've been
just to see what it's like. Yeah, any party can be rad. You don't need
Cheers.
alcohol. The whole take about like they're the asshole for having her family around him is odd. Like that take only works if this family is drinking 24/7.
That's true. Yeah, and it sounds like they pressured him. I forget if it was once or twice. I mean,
Twice.
Look, twice. That sucks. That does suck.
Yeah, at this point maybe you don't do it anymore. I don't know.
Yeah. Someone said alcoholic here. Not not the asshole. You have every right to serve alcohol at your party, but trying to trick your family into believing they were drinking alcohol was probably not the best idea. Next time, just be honest. We don't drink and won't be serving alcohol. If your family has a problem with that, especially knowing your partner is in recovery, they are truly assholes. Yeah, I feel like if you give that option and they refuse, then you can just be like, all right, I'm cutting you out.
Right.
Like, then all right, we're done. And it sounds like the family's boycotting her parties now
Anyway.
because she's not serving alcohol. So it's like, all right, this family's cutting themselves out of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, shocking. That one's weird.
Yeah.
This comes from relationship advice.
Okay.
This is not an asshole story, but there might be an asshole in it. I overheard my 27-year-old boyfriend saying that he chose the wrong girl.
Ooh.
Oh.
For context,
Maybe it'll have a happy ending.
For context, me and my boyfriend have been together for in total 8 years.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's gonna be bad. We met between mutual friends while I was still in school, and he had just moved to my town to go to college. We were friends for 2 years before we started dating. The reason for this was because, one, I was too scared to make a move, and secondly, he was in love with one of our mutual friends. After she got a boyfriend, he moved on to liking me, and we have been dating ever since. Last Saturday was his birthday, and he told me he has never been thrown a surprise birthday party and would like to experience one. I worked all week before Saturday, his birthday, planning and inviting people, getting reservations, buying a cake, etc. I asked his best friend to hang out with him for most of the day so that I could set up and get everyone to get there and hide for the surprise. The birthday party was a success, and he was smiling the whole time. He had snuck off with his best friend somewhere, and I wanted to find him so that we could sing happy birthday and cut the cake. As I was walking down the hallway, I heard him and his friend talking, so I kept walking towards their voices. I heard him tell his friend that he should have kept trying with our mutual friend. He told him that he should have been the man that was engaged to her and not her now fiance.
Oh
He
my
said that
god.
he hated waking up to me and that he wished that our mutual friend was the one that threw him his first surprise birthday party. He said that he felt disgusted every time he had to kiss me or hold me
Oh my.
because he knew that our mutual friend should be in his arms instead. He said that he felt like he was stuck in our relationship and that he would end up having to marry me. He said that our mutual friend was better than me in looks from head to toe. He said that she was the most gorgeous girl I've ever seen. I went back to the party and told everyone that I couldn't find him and that we would have to wait for him to come back.
Oh my
When he
god.
came back, he gave me a hug and kiss on the head and told me he loved me.
Huh.
I didn't want to ruin his party, so I went along with it. He doesn't know that I know he doesn't honestly love me. I've just been going along with everything. I honestly don't want to break up with him. I just want to know how I can make him fall in love with me.
Oh
I don't
girl.
make him feel so unhappy, so I would like to know, how do I make my boyfriend fall in love with me, or should I just give up on our relationship?
Bro, break
He is
up
the
with
first
this.
boyfriend I've ever had, and I'm scared to start dating
Oh
again
my gosh.
at my age of 25.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Hey, get out of there.
Dude, run. Run away. Run away from the pain.
So sad.
You're 25. Get out.
No, she
Honestly, no, it doesn't matter what age. You could be 60. Get out.
Yeah.
Get out of there.
You're still alive. There's plenty of people.
You should not be working to make the person you've been in a relationship with for 8 years fall in love with you for the first time.
Yeah.
Like, I get it if you're in a relationship and like things, we've had issues and whatever. It's like, how do we rekindle this? It's not your job to make
That's pure
not
insanity.
a bad person. That's such a.
And why does your boyfriend do this? Like, oh, I'm gonna have to marry you. It's like, you also have agency to leave this person.
Yeah,
I think the 60-year-old parents must be friends with these
Yeah.
right? They're like, I mean, I don't know when another person's gonna come along.
And also, like, I'm not defending this at all, but if someone might be thinking like, well, he was in a private conversation with his friend that he thought was just between him and his venting, but it's at your surprise birthday party that your girlfriend is throwing for you, and this is how you're feeling? Like,
Oh man.
your girlfriend just did such an incredible thing for you, and you're feeling this way and talking this way right now. You should not be here.
Yeah.
Go.
This is the best thing that could have happened for this relationship is her finding this out. Because I can't imagine them, like, getting married, going through all this, and this doofus is still, like...
I hope she
ugly,
leaves.
like,
Her response is, I'm gonna put on a good face for the rest of this party,
I
and then
know.
how do I make him fall in love with me? It's like, dude.
No, Yeah.
You deserve so much better.
Yeah.
People said,
Pretty sure I have all
if I
those
stayed
already.
with the drop kick I was with at 25, I'd be freaking miserable.
Yep.
25 is not too late to start dating again. You deserve way more than this disrespect. Call him out on it. Watch his face, then leave. You cannot make someone love you, and someone who loves you will never say the things you heard. OP said in a different comment, she just said, this whole situation makes me feel so unlovable. I gave him 8 years just for him to never love me. It makes me feel like something is wrong with me. I'm so scared of feeling this way again that I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should leave or stay. I'm still so attached to him. Get out.
You gotta leave and heal.
Kind of abusive, but I guess I shouldn't put that label on because I don't know anything about it. But like to think you don't have any choice, to think you can't leave a relationship like that. Yeah, like that sounds horrible.
I know.
It's hard when you put a lot of time into a relationship because then you're like, well, I put so much time into it. Sure. I've got to stick with it because I put so much time into it.
It's the sunken cost fallacy.
Yeah.
Relationship. It's like, doesn't matter how long you've been in it. If it's not working for you,
Then
let
that's
go.
fine. Yeah.
And I think wasted is such a
It's
wrong
not the
way
term.
to think. It's not the way to think
Yeah.
because it's like, no, you put in a lot of effort and
Yeah.
you grew and like you've proven to yourself that you can love someone.
Yeah, and life isn't also about like just having like your soulmate. Like there's other parts to your life as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not just your partner. So
Yeah, and I went through a breakup at around 26, and it was like the biggest growth period of my life.
Yeah.
Like I changed so much in that time than I ever had changed before, and and that's true for the rest of your life. You always have opportunities to keep growing. It's just a journey. Someone said if said they hated waking up to me and then came back in the room and said they loved me, what a fat liar. I could not live with that.
No.
Don't be afraid to leave. You will be fine. I don't know if you will if you marry him. I'm going to say this very bluntly. Please have some self-respect. This guy that supposedly loves you, doesn't want you, finds being with you disgusting, and you want to stay with this person who feels stuck in a relationship with you? Get higher standards. Your boyfriend is a really bad person. Like, who the fuck does this to someone? OP responded, I've been crying all night from this comment. I know I shouldn't want to stay with him, but I'm so scared of no one ever finding me good enough to stay with. I have been with him for 8 years, and I couldn't even make him love me. I want to dump a bucket of ice on this woman and just be like, wake up!
Yeah, you're fine.
Come on, stop!
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I feel like, I wonder, you know what? I'm subscribing to the thought that this boyfriend must be horrible because it doesn't sound like she has any friends who hype her up.
Yeah,
Like, friends who've been like, you need to get out of this. Like,
Yeah,
it just sounds like she's alone and doesn't feel she's worth it. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, we don't know what's happening.
I really hope Reddit can change her mind because it does sound like this Reddit community is all she. These commenters might be the only people in her life telling her that she's worth more.
Yes.
Which is so sad.
Good on you, Reddit.
Here's
some karma, Reddit.
This isn't
I don't know.
This isn't that old. Some gold. This isn't that old. So on the off chance that she happens to watch these videos or comes across this, if you haven't already broken up with this guy, break up with him. Yeah. I've never felt so strongly about something.
Yeah, man.
No, absolutely.
Well, I mean, like, and the boyfriend was so cut and dry about it. He's like, I can't stand her, and it's like, if you hear that, then it's like,
it's borderline a sketch where she's like, oh, maybe I'll stay with him, and he's just like, I throw up every time I think about her.
But maybe he still loves you.
I do not love her. I really, really hate her. Well, maybe things can change. Nothing will ever change. All right, here we go. Am I the asshole for answering a rude question with a rude question? I'm a happily married gay man, and yesterday my husband and I were at a friend's house celebrating their birthday. At the end of the party, a small group of people were sitting around the fire talking shit when a woman, who I don't know, friend of friend type of thing, asked me and my husband straight to our faces. Oh no.
Here we go.
Alright, here we go. When a woman, who I don't know, friend of a friend type of thing, asked me and my husband straight to our faces, so do you like being fucked up the ass, or is it your husband?
Oh my god!
So do you
Oh,
Does this
definitely
make
not the
sense?
asshole
And
for
when
answering
people
a rude
asked,
question
no, she
with
wasn't
a rude
drunk, she
question.
was the designated driver. I replied, she was the designated driver. I replied, do you like to fuck on all fours or on your back? She got mad and stormed off calling me a prick. At the time, everyone there laughed. Most were drunk, but the woman was my friend's girlfriend's relative or something. And now he and his girlfriend are getting some backlash. He's mad at me now because even though what she said was offensive, I didn't need to stoop to her level. I'm starting to feel bad about it. The last thing I wanted was to cause trouble from my friend. For my friend. So am I the asshole?
I don't think
I think
so.
with situations like that, like you have to show people that what they said was incredibly offensive, or else they're just gonna repeat it. They're gonna think it's like acceptable behavior.
That's true.
It's also not on the LGBT people to have to explain to them that that's. And I gotta say, kind of iconic. Kind of an iconic comeback.
It's kind of a sick comeback.
Kind of a sick comeback. Yes, it is stooping to her level, and that's not great.
Yeah.
But kind of iconic.
Yeah.
I think it's iconic.
Yeah, no, he definitely
You're
stooped
not,
and he
like,
shouldn't have, but totally
yeah,
iconic.
you're not like blowing up the person. You're just literally reframing the same
You're bouncing
question.
exactly. It's
Like,
a one-to-one.
especially if they said it like that.
Especially,
Like,
and also especially if nobody else there is gonna immediately be going, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, if everyone was immediately like, yeah, hey, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like they were doing that. It sounds like this guy was kind of left on his own.
Yeah.
And simply put, yeah, she decided it was fine to ask extremely inappropriate and offensive questions. So he was like, all right, so is this what we're doing here?
Yeah.
Just super fucked up questions. All
It
right,
was
here's
petty,
the
but I don't think he was an asshole. Stooping to someone's level is always petty.
Like, yeah, because I have known people, and not like her, not like this, but people who just ask really, really, like, intimate questions very fast.
sure.
But you generally can ask them the same kind of questions when they're, like, down.
Right. If
Right,
they're
and
that
that's
kind of person.
they're that like that. They're just
Right,
a very open person who's just like, oh, what's everyone's sex life like? And they're just, but this woman was being weird, and she wasn't even drunk, which is crazy. That's shocking. No,
Cockedy.
I think that answer's totally fair.
I think
Absolutely.
And in fact, I would if I witnessed that, I'd laugh and be like, yeah, what else are you gonna
Iconic.
What the fuck else are you gonna say?
so. Yeah.
That's disgusting, though. From like, I would never want to hang out with that type of person again.
Right?
Not the asshole. She set the tone for the conversation, and you followed her lead. She couldn't possibly expect a serious response to her offensive question. Kudos to you for your quick response that put everyone at ease. Definitely not the asshole. You met her exactly where she was. She knew what she said to you was offensive, and it is just butthurt. She got called on it. I don't know. That's just what they said. Not the asshole and fuck that homophobic woman. Those people are only mad at you because they're getting backlash for being assholes. Saying you stooped down to her level is just a way of them wording around, you didn't let us bully you.
Yeah, it's kind of like that thing where, like, a comedian will say something offensive, and then you call them out and say, "Oh, so we just can't say anything anymore."
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, them getting mad at him.
The only thing I didn't... No, I did take it away. I even took the little Nala statue away.
Oh, yeah. An interesting thought about this is moral boundaries sometimes seem to be, as far as at least with discussion
I
and
don't
the way
fucking
we talk
know.
to each other, the moral boundaries seem to often be different in parties. I feel like. Do you feel that's true? I mean, obviously the workplace, there's things that are like, that's inappropriate to say, whatever. I feel like at parties, sometimes people just kind of get this. She wasn't even drunk, but she just thought in her head, she's like, oh, I can ask this question here. Because we're at a party, where it's whatever. You know, like, or is that even like a...
I feel like that might be the case for people who on the daily are kind of more in a, and I don't mean conservative like, I mean conservative like, you know, in like a locked in kind of thing, like very,
My photographer just
reserved
messaged
on
me.
that,
She's
so
so in love with my
parties
idea.
aren't happening
That makes me so happy.
party,
Because when a
like, you see
photographer
that
is
shit
passionate
down,
about an
but
idea,
I feel
everything
like
just comes out
it's usually
unbelievably
alcohol that's
gorgeous.
making people like
You're
do
right.
shit, you know? I don't know.
Yeah, but and alcohol wasn't even a factor here, is what's wild.
That is wild.
Alright, moving on. Am I the asshole for not throwing my daughter an extravagant birthday party? Alright. My daughter, Anna, who's 16, and I, 45-year-old woman, have very different personalities. Well, she's... well, I wonder why. I'm an introvert whose idea of a perfect night is curling up with a good book, and she's an extrovert who prefers going out with friends.
Fuck yeah.
Like a teenager. She's also grown up far more privileged than I was. I grew up in a cramped apartment in a poor immigrant neighborhood, while Anna and her sister, a 13-year-old, have their own rooms, computers, and cell phones. This seems to be the norm where we live, but it's a big culture shock for me. Our relationship has always been challenging due to our different personalities and upbringings, but things seem to have gotten much more difficult since Anna became a teenager. We fight a lot, and though I, of course, love her, I often find her to be very demanding and entitled. This is her
She's a
daughter.
teenager.
Yes. She's acting like this. She's like, I don't know who this person is. Like,
This sounds like a teenager.
ever since she was
Yeah.
so different. It's like, yeah.
Like, yeah.
She's like shits on herself. It's fucking weird.
I hate that she's her own person.
I hate that she's different than me.
She's supposed to be a carbon copy.
She's so different. She has like a cell phone. I never had that growing up.
Yeah.
It's like wonder. Huh.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Was it the 90s? Last year, Anna said that she wanted a big party for her Sweet 16. When I asked what she had in mind, she said she wanted something like the parties that her friends had for their bat mitzvahs. Even knowing how extroverted she is, I was stunned that Anna would ask for such an extravagant event, which there's no way we can afford. After all, those kinds of parties cost tens of thousands of dollars. Of course, I shut it down immediately. This made her very angry, and we had a huge argument. I just literally could not believe that she would ask for something so frivolous as an expensive party that only lasts a couple hours. For weeks, Anna kept begging me to have a Sweet 16, insisting it was important to her to have a big party with all her friends for a milestone birthday. I got so tired of arguing about it that I finally relented and agreed to it. However, I explained that it was going to be on a budget. She said she understood and agreed. I was able to find a venue, the local clubhouse, a DJ, and went with Chipotle for catering, all of which she okayed. I managed the process so that we would not go over budget. I was able to put it all together for around $1,500.
Nice.
That sounds great to me. Well, I guess I should have predicted this, but although Anna agreed that the party would have been done on a budget, apparently it wasn't good enough for her. When we entered the venue on the day of her party, it was clear that she was disappointed. The party itself seemed to go fine. At the end of the night, we drove home in silence, and I could tell she was upset. When we got home, Anna stormed off to her room without even so much as a thank you. The next morning, Anna laid into me, saying that her cheap-ass party left her feeling humiliated in front of all of her friends.
Oh
I
my
reminded her that she
God.
agreed to my conditions, and she said she never would have done so if she knew I was going to cheap out so bad. I told her she should be grateful she even had a Sweet 16 party.
Bro. My mom didn't plan anything for, like, any of my birthdays. Because my birthday was 2 weeks before Christmas, I pretty much got gypped on that a lot. My 16th birthday, I went and hung out at the bowling alley. Not to bowl, but, like, they had, like, a little arcade area. And I didn't have any money, I hung out. A lot of kids didn't fucking like it, but it's like, bro, this is my birthday. I don't have a shit ton of money. Really, we did have money, but my mom was a horrible fucking budgeter.
$1,500 on a birthday party. It all seems right to me. What I guess I
Bro,
was
my mom, like, she always made a big deal about Christmas, but she never made a big deal about birthdays. Except for Nathan, because he was the lucky one who had a fucking summer birthday. Me and Christian, with December 11th and 12th, you know, it always got mixed with Christmas.
Fuck, this is lame. The lamest thing ever. And of course the younger sister's like, no, I agree with you.
Yeah, because they're almost a teenager.
Yeah, like I agree with my older sister.
This just feels like a mom who's like not maybe that great at communicating with her child, it seems maybe, and a teenager.
Yeah.
You know? It's a teenager. This is a teenager.
Yeah.
They're gonna be upset, they're gonna not talk to you for a week like this, you gotta get through that.
And it's a big deal. Look, Sweet 16 is a big deal in high school. Like, that's, God, everyone's gonna view me like this. It's almost, your birthday parties at that age are less about you and it's more about, like, shit. Like, I'm trying to show off.
Right.
And
Yeah,
fit in
it's the
all my
status.
friends.
Even though nobody will remember 2 or 3 years Sadly,
Yeah,
and it will not matter at all.
I do not remember any of my. I don't remember any of my teenage birthday parties.
Me neither.
I know about my own birthday parties, but I don't remember mine. I don't really remember my friends.
Yep.
Those just aren't my memories that I held on.
I remember my friends' birthdays.
I have a solution.
The ones that I was invited to.
I think she could have avoided all this and thrown her the best birthday party ever if she asked every guest to pay $90.
That's such a good point.
Yeah. And bring a gift.
Yeah. That's a huge point. And then halfway through the party, have the daughter overhear the mom being like,
I fucking hate my
I
kid.
hate my kid
so
so
much.
I hate that I have to, have her as my daughter. Okay, let's see what's going on in the comments here, because OP responded to a bunch of comments.
Oh, mommy.
So maybe, and that often impacts the verdict. A commenter said, info. Any additional specifics on what elements Anna found cheap? You said she approved the venue, DJ, and food. Was it the quantity of food? Lack of decorations? I feel like something is missing. OP responded, her biggest complaint seemed to be the fact that I did not buy any decorations, which I did not find to be necessary. Admittedly, it was a little bare bones. The venue, our local community clubhouse, was equipped with folding tables and chairs, but nothing else. Not even tablecloths, which I assumed incorrectly would be supplied. The DJ was a little unusual. He actually ended up spending most of the night doing trivia with the kids, which seemed like fun, but it was obviously not what my daughter was expecting.
She wanted music. She wanted to dance.
Or so she says. Commenter said, you're the asshole. It sounds like you didn't even try. Why did you not ask the venue about decorations or tablecloth? Why did you not ask the DJ about his routine? Trivia is very different from music. You also go out of your way to elaborate about how entitled your daughter is without providing these crucial details. This was probably really humiliating for her, and it may have been better for all not to have had a party at all. Someone said, everyone sucks here. You gave her a budget, but also didn't put much thought into it. You could do pretty fancy for $1,500, but you have spoiled her and set her expectations too. You can't teach a kid not to be entitled after you have taught them to be entitled and blame it solely on them. OP responded, I'm not sure how I've taught her to be entitled. Her younger sister is not like this, and I don't buy her extravagant things normally. She has a cell phone, and she has a computer for school, but my kids do not have tablets, cars, video games, or any other fancy electronics. Anna complains about not having the same things her friends have, but I'm trying to teach her that you can't always get what you want. This is the one time I caved, and I regret it. Someone said, you're the asshole based on your comments. You couldn't get a few decorations for the venue, and the DJ didn't even play music, but instead did trivia. If you were willing to throw her a party, you should have put in some effort. Instead, you showed her how little you cared and embarrassed her in front of her friends.
I actually do agree with that.
Kind of agree with that too.
Last one said, you made the barest minimum of efforts to give your daughter what she had asked for, to the point where she would have been better off if you had just said no and gotten her to pick something else. Like weaponized incompetence levels of effort. Weaponized incompetence, it's made a comeback.
Yep.
There it is. That sounds awful.
Yeah.
Just bare bones, folding chairs and
Dude, I can see it in my mind, and I hate being there.
Yeah.
It sounds almost worse. This mom,
It's worse than a house party.
it sounds worse. It's almost probably more hurtful that it's like she threw money at stuff and then didn't.
It's lame.
But it's like, oh, but you didn't really try to make this look good.
Right.
You could make a party look awesome for no money.
Right.
So
It's the lack of.
she wasted $1,500
Yeah.
on stupid stuff.
It's the no effort.
Yeah, that's sad, man. Like that's an easy thing to get together and
Yeah, you can with that money you could buy some fun decorations. Just throw a house party. Just get a backyard party or something.
Or get her like a bomb ass gift.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, can't give you a party. Sorry, here's $1,000. What do you want to spend it on?
Or the only
I would freak the fuck out.
Yeah, or the only thing you care about as a teen, which is the cake. Get a sweet cake. That's all I care about. Pizza and cake.
That may have been your.
That's all I
That may
care
have
about.
been your
and
experience.
Spider-Man plates.
And Spider-Man plates. Pizza, cake, Spider-Man plates, pinata, Xbox.
Well, Xbox, yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Xbox.
$1,500 is close to. I mean, it's not, but I'm at that point, I'm throw a house party for no money and get her a car. I don't know,
Yeah.
Or make
Princess
it a
Elsa.
fly to New York.
yeah, something. anything. But I think the I think it feels like the daughter might be, she might even be unconsciously feeling like, oh, my mom doesn't
Love me.
actually care about me and love me and like put in the effort for me.
Right, and then
that's the money's not what matters. All right, moving on. Am I the asshole for trying to force my friends to clean up after the party? Interesting.
Force.
This is a 35-year-old woman. My birthday was a week ago. Since I work a lot right now, I didn't plan anything, thinking I could invite some friends and families out for a simple lunch picnic or something later. When I got home from work on Friday afternoon, I was surprised with the small gathering. Some of my friends had planned and cooked for a barbecue in my small garden. It was absolutely lovely. Food was delicious, drinks lovely and cute, non-alcoholic because I don't drink, and they decorated my place and garden cat-themed. Even my grumpy old cat had a little bow tie. Love cats. Anyhow, night was amazing and they all left happy. The morning after, I began work at 6:30 and only plowed through the mess left behind, thinking my friends would be in contact later about cleaning since it was their party. I'm currently saving up for a car, so I'm working 2 jobs on the weekends and sometimes the rest of the week too. At 2:30, I got home to change my clothes, eat something, and rush away to job number 2. Nobody had still contacted me about cleaning, and my house was still a mess with piling dishes, trash, and furniture needed to be moved back. Still thinking they would help, I sent a text asking which time they planned on coming by to help with the cleanup. I would be home about 8. Didn't get any answers except for one saying she was working today and tomorrow. My Sunday looks the same, and since I didn't get an answer, I sent another text asking for help with the cleanup, adding I'll work 10 hours on both Monday and Tuesday, so this evening would be easiest if they're busy with work on those days. Got some answers about how they didn't have time right now. They needed to rest for the work week. Didn't have any babysitters, and they wasn't involved in the planning. This really made me upset. I didn't ask for a party. I specifically told them that I didn't have time for a party at the moment, but now I'm stuck with cleaning up after a party. So on Sunday evening after work at 8, I texted again asking who wanted to come over to help. Not a single soul answered. The dishes began to smell at this point, so I didn't want to leave it any longer. I don't have a dishwasher, and the cleanup took forever. When done, after a few hours, I sent a text. I know I was a bit snarky. I essentially texted, I've cleaned everything by myself. No need for you guys to come over and help. I'm aware I'm the asshole for that text, but I was exhausted and just wanted to sleep. On Monday, my phone blew up with upset texts on how they planned to help me, that I could have waited, that I wasn't fair, and that I'm too pushy, needing to have everything done at my place and way. I'm shocked. I didn't know my friends thought of me like that. I have no interest in seeing them right now, but I'm thinking I might be the asshole. Maybe cleanup isn't something you ask about after a party. So Reddit, am I the asshole? Okay.
I'm confused as to like why it's at their place.
I think everyone threw a surprise party at her place while she was gone. Like, they set it all up and set up a surprise party. I do think it's insane to set up a full-ass crazy surprise party for someone and then just be like, see ya!
And then leave them with it.
It's kind of wild.
It's a little... but it's like, yes. I think there's like, this isn't like so cut and dry because it's like, yeah, that is weird to throw the party. I've never heard of like somebody throwing a party for somebody at their house without their knowledge and like
surprise party.
If
well,
nobody,
if it's like
nobody
a
lives
significant
there.
other, it's like insane. It's an insane thought to like to ask your friends to come back like the next weekend to like clean your place.
It should have been done that night.
She's not. I don't think she's the asshole. I think her mistake was
The text.
halfway through the party or at the end of the party being like, hey,
How are we cleaning this up?
are people gonna help me clean this up? And if everyone was leaving, by the time like there was like a couple people left, I'd be like, hey, so is no one gonna help me clean up?
Right, you check in when it's time.
Yeah, like I've never ever been at a party, not even surprise party, even a party that someone is throwing completely on their own, where people aren't helping clean up. Like I guess I just know a lot of people. What I would have done is make sure at the end of the party being like, but I also, like I said, most people I know help out in cleaning.
I mean, if they did all this work to set up the party in the first place, like, yeah, it's a little weird that like nobody helped her clean up. also I'm just wondering, like, how trash was this place after, like, something that sounded like a really pleasant, happy party? Like, there's some plates laying around. Like, I don't know. Like, is it?
Yeah, let's see. There's some comments here. Not the asshole. Organizing a party for someone without checking with them about the timing and then leaving them with the entire cleanup effort is a pretty shitty thing to do. And 2 days of unwashed dishes is way more than I would be able to stand. Someone said, you mean they didn't offer to clean up before they left? Stand your ground, but be prepared to lose a friend or two. Their loss, really. Not the asshole. Someone said, happy birthday, here's some dirty dishes.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks because it sounds like she made things, like, really weird with her friends by, like, texting them all these, like, snarky comments of, like, well, I guess nobody's gonna help me clean. It's like, okay, y'all had, like, a really fun party, and now you're in probably the worst place in your friendship.
Yeah, the mess was piling dishes, trash, and furniture needing to be moved back. See, that's really shitty to, like, do that and not help them move it, because that's, like, hard.
That's hard to do
One person, and I'm assuming it's a couch, like stuff like that. The verdict was not the asshole, but the OP commented, okay, I can see now that I'm the asshole. The party was amazing. I just wish they respected my wishes not to do something right now and wait a while until life wasn't hectic as hell. But maybe this was the day that suited them the best. I do think I acted in effect and reacted too strongly. Got nothing to blame except exhaustion and stress, and then get a big surprise task shoved under my nose kind of broke my brain. They did an amazing thing, and I acted ungrateful. Don't get me wrong, I thanked them during the party and during the text too. It's only on the last one I was a bit snarky. For future references, how long is it normal to wait for a response and help? I really thought 2 days and weekend was enough time to wait when it involved dishes and trash. And I never had a surprise party, so I didn't know what the etiquette for the aftermath was. So in the future, I'll be thankful for anyone that helps. I'm going to apologize to my friends. Thank you, Reddit, for teaching me to be a decent human. This has 70 downvotes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everyone's like, what? We all just said the opposite thing. No, her friends ignored her.
Right.
Yeah.
And then she's talking about food on plates, and they're like, yeah, we're just waiting for a time to come do it for the right day.
Yeah, no, that response is bullshit.
No, these people aren't. They threw a surprise party for her, but they don't seem to be her friends.
Yeah, that's some
That's
some childish
She
stuff,
calls them
like-
out. They're like, yeah, we're totally gonna come back and help. No, they
It's
weren't.
like, no, you weren't. It's been 2 days.
No, it's clean already. Oh no, but we were gonna help. Oh no.
Insanely bullshit.
Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
it's been some assholes.
Yeah.
Thank you both for being here.
Yeah. These ones are more sad than normal. I feel bad for
There's a lot of, like,
I feel bad for a lot of these people.
I mean, that's how it goes sometimes.
bad friends, bad relationships.
This was all supposed to be about partying and having fun.
There's no good parties on Reddit.
And that's all, folks.
Well, thank you all for watching. Let us know in the comments what other kinds of themes, what other kinds of subreddits you want us to cover, and we'll do it. We'll see you next Saturday. Courtney and Chance will be on the couch. More ridiculous Reddit stories. See you later.
Start saving up for my party.
Oh, welcome back to more wild Reddit stories. Today I'm joined by Chance and Courtney. Welcome back, both of you. You both have been here at least like 3 times.
I think twice or 3 times.
What the heck? Okay. So these stories today, the light theme here is like casual dating. It's a good theme. We've covered it on a lot of Reddit stories.
So it's less relationships.
Less relationships, more just like casual, like the early
First
parts of the
dates,
dating. Yeah, probably.
Just getting to know
I haven't read them, but you know,
Great.
which I'm kind of glad because relationship ones are often like they're
Yeah.
intense.
And they're harder to relate to unless you've been in a lot of relationships.
Yeah. So this comes from Am I the Buttface, which is interesting because Am I the Asshole tends to ban any stories that focus on a relationship
Yeah.
or dating.
I think it's because they want it to go to relationship advice.
There's specifics over subreddits for things, but Am I the Buttface was made to kind of circumnavigate that rule. But this got put on Am I the Devil, which is where
Oh shit. So
the worst of the worst end up. So this might be crazy. Am I the buttface for canceling a date but then going to the gym? So I, male, 23, matched with this girl, who's 21, on Tinder about a week ago. We both wanted something casual for the summer. About 4 days ago, we made plans for tonight. I started feeling under the weather with a sore throat and nausea last night. I told her, and we agreed to play it by ear. Today rolls around, and around 2 p.m., our plans were for the evening around 7 to 8. I told her that I still wasn't feeling well, and I didn't want to risk getting her sick. She was understanding about it. By 6, I was feeling a little better, and my friend asked me to go to the gym with him. Thinking it was too late to rekindle our plans, I just decided to go with my friend without asking the girl if she still wanted to hang. I sent her a snap from my car, and she asked where I was going. I told her I was going to the gym, and she called me a dick and has removed me from all the apps. Am I the buttface?
I mean, a little bit.
My friend was aware of how I felt earlier in the day, and I wore a mask at the gym. I felt like I needed to clear that up because a lot of people are understandably angry that I could have infected people at the gym. Yeah, because initially I was like, you're the asshole for going to the gym when you're sick.
Yeah.
But keeping that aside, is he the asshole for canceling a date and then going to the gym?
I think no.
Yeah.
I think no, because you're meeting this person for the first time. You want to be on your best. You want to be on your game. And, like, if I was feeling under the weather, I'd be like, well, I can work out, but, like, talking and socializing with someone is a whole different thing. And I don't want to be kissing them if I'm sick.
Right, it's this new person. They're probably comfortable being a little under the weather with their friend. And, like, there are steps taken. And personally, sometimes when I'm feeling a little under the weather, working out, it can boost your immune system.
Yep.
It can. I feel like it helps me sometimes. So
I think he's the asshole for sending her a snap about it.
She may have overreacted a little bit.
He didn't need to share the fact that he was leaving.
Yeah, the general gist of it all, I agree with that. The issue is that I sent her a snap from my car.
Yeah, why are you doing
And
that?
she asked where I was going.
And
I
she
told her I was going to the gym, and she called me a dick. Yeah, so from her perspective, he tells her, I can't go, I'm feeling sick. And then suddenly, a couple hours before their date was supposed to happen, he sends her a snap. She receives a photo of him in a car with a buddy, being like, I'm going to the gym.
Yeah, he should have been like, I'm gonna go try to sweat it out, like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From his perspective, knowing all these details, we're like, no, you're not the asshole.
Yeah.
But from her perspective, absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
From her perspective, it's like, no, I'm gonna go hang with my bros and live.
And it also should have been a conversation. It could have been like, oh, I thought you were sick.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
to
I'm
me,
sick, but yeah.
it still feels like they're not in a relationship.
Correct.
For me, I feel like this, like, that extensive communication almost feels like OD. But with lack of context, I understand where she's coming from.
I think this early on, when you haven't gone on the first date yet, I'm like, what level of an asshole can you be for these types of things? It's like different, than when you're in a relationship. Like, I less so feel that he's the asshole and more that he's the idiot. I'm like, you're
100%.
stupid.
Yeah, the snap.
Hard agree.
Just don't message her.
Yeah.
Once you've already canceled, said you're sick, stick to that. Don't message her. It's so easy.
Or he should have known, like, when she said, where are you going? Oh, she's probably upset because I canceled the date on her and now I'm going to the gym.
Yeah.
Now explain why you're going to the gym.
Yeah, be like, oh, I'm feeling a little better, so I'm going to go to the gym really quick with my friend and then go home and sleep.
Yeah, she must have really liked him.
Yeah, because she planned a night for this. She set aside a day, and now he wasted her time. Is
Yeah.
probably what she's thinking.
There's a couple, there's a few times where he messed up.
Yeah.
Because, like, for me, I would it would be nice to be like, oh, I'm actually feeling better. Do you want to hang out? But also, it might be disrespectful, like, flip-flopping plans on her.
Totally.
You know?
Someone said, you're the butt face. What part of your brain malfunctioned when you thought sending her a snap of you going to the gym?
Right.
I'd delete the hell out of you, too.
He's like this.
Yeah, I do get her. Look, overreaction. All we know is she's just like, you're a dick, and she just, like, unmatched him on everything.
Yeah.
At the same time, when you haven't even gone on that first date,
Yeah.
if something happens where you're just like, you know what, I'm done, that is the move.
And we don't know what her past has been. She could have been burned before.
Totally.
Yeah, I love that for her. Maybe she didn't want to waste her time. And at 21, slay.
Yeah.
Someone said, you were too sick to go on a date, but not too sick to go to the gym, and you brag about it to the person you just last minute canceled on.
Yeah.
You're the butt face. Yeah, that's my thoughts on it.
Don't post about it.
Yeah, yeah. Don't specifically message her about it.
Yeah.
You're right.
Okay, moving on. That was a butt face. Whatever. Am I the butt face for getting a waitress fired for messing up a date with a girl?
I'm gonna say.
Okay, here we go. So I'm single and currently on multiple dating apps and casually dating multiple women. For the most part, I do my second dates with ladies at this awesome restaurant that I order takeout from time to time. I love this place because the food is great and cheap, and the drinks are cheap. I've been doing this for a few months now, and I notice this particular waiter gives me a weird look whenever I walk in with a new girl. I didn't think much of it at the time, so 2 Saturdays ago, I made reservations at the restaurant with this girl that I actually liked, and that waiter I mentioned earlier attended to us. So she walks up to the table and says, "Here again, huh? Ordering the same thing this time?" I was livid. I had told the girl the same line that I tell all of them. Looking to try this new spot. We should.
Oh my god, you are so the asshole.
I had told the girl
But Jesus
the same line that I
Christ.
tell all of them.
Yeah,
Looking
same
to try this
line?
new
Like, what the
spot.
fuck?
We
What are
should
we,
go.
lemons?
Good things. The
Oh
date
my
was very awkward
gosh.
from then on.
No
It goes
shit.
without saying, this girl I actually liked and clicked with ghosted me. So I'm really.
Well, if you actually liked her, why'd you use the same line you use on everyone else?
Explained the situation to him. He profusely apologized and promised me he would handle it. I found out today that she was let go. I'm not remorseful at all, but I'm just wondering, am I the butt face?
Bro.
You can go.
You're the asshole for getting her fired, and yeah, you're the bus face for fucking...
Don't take people to the same place.
Yeah, man.
You need to be. I think you need to be in a relationship with people in the same place. You don't take first dates. You just find out what they like. What do you both have in common? Where should I take them now based on what I've been talking to you about? Don't just funnel them into the same machine of dates that you
It's weird.
created.
I do think that's weird.
Really weird.
It's super weird. I mean, and, like, I was kind of, like, rooting for him
Yeah.
at first. You're like, okay, like, is this weird to shame him about, like, dating not exclusively? And, like, if he has a favorite restaurant, that's okay. But then, like, saying, like, it's cheap, it's easy, it's always the second date. It's like, you are, like, a very manipulative person, I feel.
And the other thing is, tell them it's a place you like.
Yeah,
Say,
man.
I really like this place. It has cheap
Yes.
drinks, it has cheap food. I'd be like, oh, you know it. It's tried and true. Let's go to it. Don't lie to her and say it's a new place you're trying to try. Why would,
Yeah, that's-
what does that get you?
And him being like, I lied to her that I said this. Like,
Yeah.
you do not value any of
Yeah.
these women that you're dating if you are like,
Oh.
the line that I use. And
Yeah,
then
man.
explain the situation, huge red flag to me. I don't know what you told that owner, but I don't think it was true because that is not something.
Go out of your way to go there to talk to the owner to get someone fired. I just don't like. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's not the response.
That's their
If anything, I understand going like it. Going there by myself. What I would do if I was this guy and I was this asshole, I would go there on my own and I'd be like, "Can I sit in that section, please?" And I would sit there, and the waitress would come by and be like, "Listen, I understand. I'm a douche, but like, please don't mess this up for me. You can see I've got a system. Like, please just don't." But this is the thing: the owner did fire this waitress for what she said. Now, owners fire people for stupid ass reasons all the time, but it's that he had already told this woman looking to try this new spot. We should.
And told it to all the women.
She told us all. He also, I want to say something. We already know he's an asshole, but earlier on he did say, I made reservations at this restaurant with this girl that I actually liked. And we know that he goes there a lot.
Yeah.
Goes there a
It's
lot.
not just like occasionally every other month or every few
No.
weeks. He's there like every week.
And well, he already like set the stage of like this waitress who gives me weird looks.
Yeah.
Like he
Ooh, princely toke time.
already had an opinion.
The manager also did not have that waitress's back. You're a team.
Yeah.
You're working together. You should have her back. She should be able to stick. I don't know what the situation was, but she definitely shouldn't have been fired for just what.
Yeah,
she
that's
should-
why that's why I don't. When he says I explained the situation,
No, you didn't.
that's like the way he worded that just like
Yeah.
gives me the ick because it's like I feel like he just absolutely ripped her to shreds unfairly.
Yeah, 100%, because he lied. He's
He's a liar.
He's got embarrassed and he lied and he got caught.
And you know what makes me laugh?
Yeah.
It's like, he's pretending this is his first time ever doing it. So he's like,
What is this? Those are chicken
oh
tenders.
my gosh.
Oh, it's crazy.
What is a potato?
This is a Chili's.
And also, I'm gonna say it's cheap food and cheap drinks place. So it's not this upper high
True.
fine dining. It's
It's BJ's.
I think it's beaches.
It's yeah. It is, but like you said, I think that the easiest fix to this is just being like, oh, there's a spot I love.
Yes.
Do you want to go? Now when the waitress says that, it's just like, yeah, dude, I come here all the time.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like that's like really sweet to me because it's like, oh, you want me to be a part of something that is like you're passionate about. I love that, even though it's just food.
But I think for me, it really comes down to like, if you lie, you're gonna eventually get caught.
Yeah, and also, like, yeah, you're lying to all the women you're dating. You definitely lied to the store owner.
And like even anything that she would say to make him feel comfortable, to make him feel like he has been there before, it would blow his cover. She'd be like, "Hi, how are you?" Like that already.
He got caught.
He's mad that he got caught. So actually, yeah, she didn't say anything wrong.
And if he was thinking ahead, and maybe I'm wrong for this, but like if he was cool to her and he was a regular, and he embraced that. That I feel like helps his game. All the wait staff is like, oh, you're so sick.
100%.
We love you. And then it's like, oh, you're sick. You're cool to wait staff. That's a huge green flag.
Yeah, 100%. You're right.
All right, there's some comments here.
Okay.
Once again, for the back row, if someone telling the truth about you makes you look bad, it's not the truth teller who is the problem, it's your behavior. Yeah, I agree with that.
You're right.
She's not going to think you're adventurous for trying one new restaurant, bro.
Yeah.
Whoa, this place is crazy. What do you think TGIF stands for? You're the butt face. You're gross for every single step of this. Stop being a liar, stop using women, and stop destroying people's livelihoods because your PP is sad. Yeah, I mean, I think the reaction of getting someone fired for that is just so...
Because your
horrific.
PP is sad.
Only should fire... I can't imagine.
At first, a write-up.
How long has she worked there, too? You know,
Right,
we don't
crazy.
know.
Alright, here we go. Am I the asshole for asking my ex-boyfriend to be my best man? Ex-boyfriend's in quotations, so I don't know what that means.
Okay.
Near the end of the year, I'm a 27-year-old male, going to be marrying the love of my life, a 30-year-old woman. We have been together for 4 years now, and since I popped the question, we've been busy planning. One of the first things we decided was our bridal party. We both already knew exactly who we were going to ask, and we had no issues with each other's choices, at least at the beginning. My fiancé recently found out that I used to date my best man, who's a 26-year-old man, and is furious. I never told her he was my ex, and that I had not only invited him, but also wanted him in the bridal party. The thing is, I never purposefully hid the fact we used to date from her. I just genuinely forgot.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
We had been friends for years, and we got on so well, we decided to give it a try, and it just wasn't meant to be. We were together for less than a month, and it wasn't really that different from how we were being friends, except we made out and had sex sometimes. It was like the same. I have to actively be reminded of it, and as it's not something I think about. When I look at him, I don't see an ex. I see my best friend of over 10 years. He was my friend for years before we dated and years after. I don't think it classes him as an ex, and I don't think it should mean he's excluded from my wedding. But my fiance is adamant that it's disrespectful to her, that it's her wedding, so she should get a say. I don't want to exclude him, but if I knew she would react like this, I might have just invited him as a guest. So am I the asshole? And to add, because I've had this question pop up a few times, me and my best friend were 16, 15 when we dated. Okay, I think I've caused some confusion by using the word forgot.
Yeah.
It's not like it completely left my mind.
Yeah.
It's just something I don't think about or crosses my mind without being reminded about it. And when I was reminded about it, I didn't see it as that significant. I now see that even if I didn't see it as significant, I should have still told my girlfriend. So yeah, like a handful of times a year, it would be brought up as a joke by friends while I'm out with them, but that's really it. Okay. Yeah, I forgot.
I forgot we had sex sometimes.
There's people in my life that I have hooked up with
context, it was
20 years.
It was 10 years
10
prior.
years.
It was 10 years.
10 years.
Still a long time.
That's still a long time. They were in high school. Like, yeah, I that changes my perspective.
I like how Vanessa just like
It
just
sounds
pops
like
into it.
they were friends, so 15 or 16. If he's 27,
Yes.
so like they started dating very early on, like a couple years into their
3
friendship.
green items and
That's
3
a lot
jello
of years
kits.
after
So
that things have
let's
stayed
go.
like
Yeah.
kosher, I think. But best man, I can understand why the bride to be would be like this guy that you hooked up with, that you like you're making your best man. Like it might make them a little uncomfortable without knowing every single detail. Like I have a guy friend from high school. We were best friends and we dated for a month and it just didn't work.
Yeah.
And we're both like on our own in our own lives. Like I would invite him to my wedding, but I'm not. I mean, obviously we're like close still, but I just don't see that as like I don't know. But 10 years of friendship is a long time.
And it sounds like this is his best friend.
Yeah.
Like it's not like that person that I dated, whatever. But like this is like his best friend.
Less than a month.
The issue is that she didn't know about this at all.
Yeah, it's important to like when there are people in your life that you had a history with and you were the partner, like your partner should know. You know, they should have context.
Yeah.
So we have some comments here.
Okay.
You're the asshole. You don't forget about a romantic relationship with your best friend of 10 years. If it was a one-night stand with a stranger, sure, I can see that slipping the mind. Your fiance isn't buying your excuse, and neither are we. Someone else said, you're the asshole for not disclosing that you have a romantic history with your best friend. Had you been honest from the get-go, this likely would not have been a problem. From her perspective, you've lied by omission for years, and she's finding out only shortly before your wedding. Someone else says,
I just want to say there's 10 years of memories in between that. 10 years of things, fights, exes, other things, other relationships,
yeah.
other friendships. 10 years. That's so long.
last person said, still the fact that you never thought to tell her until now is probably shady to her.
Yeah.
Why keep it a secret if it isn't a big deal? Hope he responded, it genuinely just never crossed my mind. It's never come up while she's been around. The most it's brought up is as a joke between me and my best friend when we are alone, and I forgot about it by the time I get home. I never meant to keep it a secret from her, but I still should have set a reminder when it came up with my friend to tell her. I admit I fucked up here.
Set a
Weird that it's a joke. I think it's weird that it's a joke between the two of them that they talk about.
Because it sounds like it was
Yeah.
experimentation.
So, because if you look at the time span, they've been friends for 10 years. So they were friends around 6 years when he started dating his bride, his fiance. So it's not quite as long of history, but like it is. I think it's really weird. Like friends know they're joking about it, and so I think it's really weird that it slipped his mind to tell her that he needed to set a reminder to tell her the next time that a joke about it happened.
Also, how did she figure it out? He told her.
Let's see. He just says my fiance recently found out that I used to date my best friend.
That sounds like he didn't
And
tell
is
her.
furious. I guess is another element here that early on in their dating, because they've been dating for 4 years, so he was 23 when he started dating her. Is there an element of maybe he was afraid to tell her that?
Of course.
Yeah. And so after a couple of years, then it's like, oh.
Yeah, so you think he's in denial?
No, I don't think he's in denial. I think early on in the relationship, he was afraid to be like, oh, and by the way, I hooked up with, I dated my best friend. In the comments, OP identifies as bisexual, and she has always known that from the start. So never mind. Like, I didn't know if maybe he was
Okay.
hiding that. But no. So she knew. That's tough. Yeah, I don't know what they do at this point.
No updates.
No updates.
Yeah, I think you disclose all past relationships, especially if those people are still in your life. Especially if you're going to marry that person. I mean, I feel very strongly that you should, if you guys are willing to marry each other, all these kinds of conversations need to have already been had.
Yeah.
Just like you guys need to already have had those conversations.
Yeah, anything that should have been under contention. Yeah.
Okay, great. Damn.
But friendship is, yeah.
That's tough. That's really tough. is a 27-year-old man dating a 24-year-old woman that still sleeps with her ex. Okay. This comes from our relationship advice. I'm dating a girl and we have had sex multiple times. We have been dating for 1 month now, and a few days ago she said she wants to try dating without sex just so she can see how the chemistry is between us, and I complied. She seems like an honest gal. She wants to meet other people, and that's normal. So yesterday I was FaceTiming her and found out that she still sees her ex and has sex with him. I don't know how many times because I just didn't care to ask. I also don't have any feelings for her because of the length of the relationship. But this got me thinking afterwards, maybe I'm a rebound? They broke up 9 months ago and she told me she had sex with 10 guys during this period, including me. I mean, this is a red flag, right? I don't want her to be her rebound on her, or her safety net or her emotional tampon. I was thinking maybe I should just ghost her and meet a new gal.
It was like a.
Right.
There was one thing he said
Right.
that like dipped the toe into weird, and
1-2
then just
punch.
a dive.
Yeah, that's the end of the story.
I have an opinion.
Okay.
It seems weird. Okay, so if I am exploring the reality that he's saying some weird shit, but there might be she might be being dishonest, where she's dating this guy, she's sleeping with her ex, doesn't want to have sex with this current guy to see if the emotions are there. Maybe she's sleeping with her ex still, and he's like, don't have sex with other people. I don't know. My brain went down a weird path. But also, did you hear him say, I don't have feelings for her?
Yeah, I heard
That's
that.
weird.
After 1 month in, and the other thing is, he's 37 and she's 24.
No, they're 27 and 24.
27
Still
and 24.
Yeah, that's huge.
I was like,
I do think. Look, if you're dating someone for a month and they're like, "Oh, I'm still sleeping with my ex," it's like this probably is not like gonna go anywhere.
no.
But you have to accept that. But that doesn't. So it sounds like he doesn't want to be a rebound. He doesn't want to be just a side thing. Like then yeah, he should.
I'm like scared to eat that because my
Right?
tooth.
Like I mean, yeah, it sounds like yes,
Yeah.
you are exactly what you
It's
think
been
you
a
are.
month. It's not even worth a Reddit post, dude.
You don't have feelings for her. What are you?
Just move on.
You're not having sex with her, so.
Don't make Reddit your emotional tampon.
Some comments here. She wants her ex's cock and you for the boyfriend stuff. Those red flags aren't a circus.
Oh god, I hate Reddit so much. Oh god, this is how they talk to each other on there.
I wish I could like Scooby-Doo these people. You know what I mean?
Like take the
Take
mask
that mask
off.
off. Not anonymous anymore, bitch.
Someone said you're in a friends with benefits relationship without the benefits. You're just a friend, but one that has to treat her like a girlfriend. Okay, we don't know the details of like what they are doing. We just know like that they're going on dates.
Also, he agreed to this.
Look, right. I mean, those comments are. I mean, look.
It sounds very complicated and not worth anybody's time after a month of
I
dating.
wish Wally would
think
look at me.
The answer is like, yeah, don't go to Reddit. Just
Ah, I still need.
we have some updates here.
How did those not? Does it need to be on my outfit? Must be need to be on the outfit. Okay. In that case, I'm gonna get rid of.
He throws up. I'm just gonna end this. Just gonna tell her this was not what I had in mind when we met. Good luck. I was never really into her anyways, and I'm already talking to another chick. I've used rubber, but I'm gonna check myself before I'm meeting someone new just to be sure.
You should do that anyway, my guy.
Sure, do that.
She just said she does not have any feelings for her ex, blah blah blah. I replied with, if you have sex with your ex, then there is a spark between you two. That's fine by me, but that's a red flag for me, and I have to back away. Good luck. Okay. And then the last update, got a lot of messages asking for another update, so here it is. This gal called me and was very upset, saying she still liked me and did not want to end things between us. She said she really is over her ex, and she will stop having any form of contact with him. I said it does not matter, I'm just not going to risk it. I have to prioritize myself first, and I can't risk going any deeper into this situationship. Thank you for all your answers.
Oh god. Like, okay, I think he's like kind of self-soothing with like, I didn't even like her anyways. I'm gonna show him to somebody else. But like, I think it's almost like an everyone sucks here situation, because she's like, she's doing what she did to her ex by saying, wait, no, please, like, so she needs to go work on herself too. Like, they are both floating in space, and they just bumped into each other a couple times. They need to keep floating in space.
Yeah, no, it's like, this does not need all this complication.
No, and Reddit, dude, does not need to get involved.
I don't like the verbiage he used.
Yeah, it's a lot of weird verbiage.
Someone commented, I was going to say you seem like a cool dude and should just gracefully leave, but then that ridiculous edit, I didn't like her anyways and I'm already fucking someone new. For fuck's sake, you're 27, not 17. Act accordingly.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's a whole lot. It's just a whole lot going on. Alright. This show is brought to you by Mint Mobile. Signing on to a wireless provider can be a lot. A lot of these big wireless providers are very expensive and they just keep adding up. A bunch of unexpected fees and overages and insane bills that just get worse and worse. You start to wonder, is there any way to save? Well, there is with Mint Mobile. You could be paying $15 a month to get unlimited text, talk, and data. They're sending me a SIM card so I can start my own plan, and you can do the same. And you get to keep your own phone, your own number, and your existing contacts, and they'll send you the plan to your door for free. Think about all that money that you
that's
have
all he
in
says.
your wallet all the time. All the things you could buy with that money. I mean, it's the sky's the limit.
It's so odd to me because it shows like.
Think about it. $15 a month.
Why does it say that there should be something there and then there's not?
So start paying
And like you can't move the pillar at all.
By going to mintmobile.com/pitreddit. That's mintmobile.com.
Taking everything off the island.
Start paying $15 a month for a great mobile plan. This show is brought to you by Liquid IV. I read a lot of Reddit stories here, and I can get dehydrated. Something that helps me is Liquid IV, America's #1 powdered hydration formula, and now it's sugar-free, so it's even better and healthier. It has 8 different nutrients and vitamins, and 3 times the amount of electrolytes.
Aw, Ariel's in my little
one stick of Liquid
pond
IV
oasis. I love this little area.
can hydrate you twice as fast as water alone. So it's supercharged. It's making you feel great, and it tastes great. My personal favorite flavor is lemon lime. Love the refreshingness, the zestiness. Love it. My favorite part also of Liquid IV is that they partner with foundations around the world, nationwide. Or if you want to save 20%.
Like red flag behavior that is like a little like coercive, but it is a revenge story. So like we chose it because we think the revenge is worth the thing.
Right.
If you guys don't want to hear something like that right now, like safe space, you can tell me, we can skip it.
Let's ride.
I'm okay.
Great. All right. How I got back at a pushy guy on a bad first date. This comes from Petty Revenge.
I don't like pettiness, I'm going to tell you right now.
You don't like pettiness?
No.
Right now.
Okay.
Don't like it.
Well, you're about to witness.
I think so.
When I was 18 years old, 10 years ago, I was doing the online dating thing. I live in the U.S. and I'm about 15 minutes from the Canadian border. My date and I went to Canada together on a first date because I couldn't drink in the U.S. but could in Canada. We wanted to go to a bar/casino. He picked me up in his little sports car and we rode together through the border crossing and to the casino. We played some games and had some drinks and we were having a decent time. I got to the point where I was decently drunk and knew if I had any more alcohol I would be out of control. I told my date I was done drinking and wanted to start heading home. Instead of listening to me, he went and got us both another round of drinks and he handed me a big Long Island iced tea. I told him point blank I couldn't drink it because I was at my limit. He didn't take too kindly to that and got pushy. He told me, you have to drink it. I bought it for you. If you don't drink it, you're going to make me waste money. No matter how many times I told him no,
Bro.
he pushed me on this. I got very frustrated and upset because I was... It's important to note that this guy was very proud of his car. He spent the whole drive to the border telling me...
OMG, I got a tinkle.
how much he loved it. I spent the whole drive ignoring him and focusing on keeping my sick stomach under control. My goal was to make it through the border crossing at least, which was proving pretty difficult. We did eventually make it through the border crossing, and as soon as we made it back to the U.S., I turned in my seat to look him in the eyes and told him, I didn't appreciate how you forced alcohol down my throat after I repeatedly told you no. I know my limits, and you ignored and disrespected me. I said I couldn't drink more for a reason. Then, while maintaining direct eye contact with him, I started vomiting in his car. I knew this was coming and specifically oriented myself to cause as much damage as possible.
Oh, that's so petty.
The dash, etc. He was freaking out, and I just started crying and telling him this was his fault, and he could either take me home or let me out of the car now, but I will call the police if he doesn't proceed with one of the two options. He dropped me off at home, and I never saw him again. Whoa!
I love it.
She pulled an Exorcist.
Yeah, man.
I like petty. I like petty.
That's
not petty. You did this.
Yeah.
Now this is the consequences of your actions.
Yeah.
My stomach cannot take this. I know my own limits.
Oh my gosh.
This is what's happening.
That's crazy to make eye contact.
Dude, the making eye contact while you're puking, that's like next level.
Dude, I hope her bravery has gotten her really far in life because, first of all, if that was my daughter,
Yes.
that is so dangerous to go on a first date with someone from a dating app to another country, to a casino,
100%.
to drink where you're typically in your own home, underage. Like, so many things would have gone wrong.
Yeah.
And that person that guy who's driving and controlling the situation,
Yeah.
agreed to take the drink. Like, I'm like, wow, she has the biggest balls, I bet. Like, the fact that she drank that and was like,
Chugged
I'm
it.
gonna fucking get this guy.
Yeah.
And screw
And it sounds
him.
like it wasn't just like, okay, you have to drink it. No, I don't. It sounds like it was continuous. Like, I really can't drink.
And who knows what his plans were had she not done that. That's what I'm
Dude.
saying. Like, could have gone very wrong. I hope she's good and safe and happy, but like, oh my god.
Some comments here. That guy tried to play a bad drinking game, and he lost. Someone else said, I'm laughing, wondering how coherent your statement actually came out.
That's good.
You want me to do this, and now it's gonna happen. Lord knows it probably came out more like, you disrespect me, blah. I like to think he got the message regardless. Eye contact while vomiting is a grade A power move. I don't
Dude.
think I've ever kept my eyes open while puking.
Right?
Yeah.
Let alone made eye contact.
Yeah,
The motherfucking a legend.
She's kind of kick-ass.
Yeah.
Like, just vomit, pooling
Right, she's
around
using her
at
eyes
every
all
turn.
Yeah, oh my god.
That's
Probably
wild.
terrified of her.
I have
If
to
this
drop
is
her off.
her revenge for this,
Yeah.
I gotta
And
be
I
so
hope
nice
he
now.
never did that again.
That's true. That's true. So you mentioned like at 18, she was like this. OP said, I was very self-destructive when I was a teenager, and I regularly put myself in dangerous situations. I had a lot of trauma and issues, but now as an adult, I feel I've worked through them and act much more responsibly. I definitely look back at this story and cringe at how stupid I was to get in that situation in the first place. Yeah, you're 18.
18, yeah. Oh my gosh, the things I did, like I've done very similar to that before.
I was a good Christian boy.
We all do stupid shit when we're a teenager, straight up.
Okay, moving on.
Just some people's shit is like, whoa, what the fuck, and other people's is like, there's just, everyone does stupid shit when they're a teenager.
This is a 26-year-old woman. I have a friend, a 25-year-old woman who I met in college, and although losing touch for a bit after college, I moved to the same town as her 6 months ago for work, and we've hung out quite a bit since then. I have kind of integrated into her friend group, 5 other girls not including us. Although I'm not as close with them as they are with each other, which makes sense seeing as how they've known each other a bit longer. I was recently on a first date with a woman that I've liked for a bit, a 27-year-old woman. We were having coffee at a cafe, and all of a sudden my friend walks up to us to say hi. Not a big deal. I know she comes here a lot, and I introduce them. My friend is super nice to my date. At this point, I hadn't told my friend this was a date. She knows I've dated women in the past, but I wasn't expecting her to realize this was a date because it could very well have just been a friend. Then she asks if she can join us and starts to pull up a chair. My date is visibly thrown off by this, as am I, and so I say, "Oh, I'm sorry, but date's name and I are on a date right now. I'll see you later, though." My friend says, "Oh, I don't mind," and sits. What the hell?
The fuck?
I reiterate more clearly, I'd love to hang out another time, but right now I'd like for it to just be date's name and I. She says okay and leaves. I thought it was the end of it. Not a big deal at all. I don't expect her to automatically know who I am or am not on a date with. I get a call from a different girl in the friend group that night who told me that my friend called her and was pissed off about it earlier, so I immediately called my friend and asked if we could talk. She says it was rude of me to brush her off. It wouldn't have been a big deal to join us, and her other gay friend lets her hang out with him and his boyfriend all the time.
Oh my
This friend is
god.
not a part of the friend group. I have never met him. This gets to me a little because I feel like the two situations are only being compared because her friend and I are both not straight. I tell her that because it was a date, it's different than, and that she can't expect to join me on a first date. She keeps arguing, and finally I get fed up and snap at her. Be fucking honest. If I was on a date with a guy, you would have taken no for an answer and not had a problem, and then hang up. She has not talked to me since then, but she told the entire friend group, and they are now split. I know this because the friend who first told me that she was pissed off as well as one other girl messaged me individually to let me know what was going on and that they're sorry about what happened. The messages from the people on my friends, maybe former friend, I don't know, side, are making me second guess myself. I do get that I snapped at her on the phone and was rude at the end of our conversation. I don't think I'm wrong for not wanting her to join us, but am I the asshole for the way I behaved at the end of our convo? I'm just kind of. It is
Flabbergasted.
I'm a little flabbergasted by like, oh, you're on a date? Oh, don't worry about it. I'm cool.
Yeah, what?
Hey.
And then to be angry when someone is like, no, you can't join us.
Yeah.
First date too, like.
It honestly doesn't matter. You should be able, like, if we were going to coffee, I should be like, oh no, we actually are just, it's just us two.
Yeah, I'm catching up with a friend.
Yeah.
Right?
We're doing our own thing.
I just would never. I'm flabbergasted by this friend's psyche in general because I would never, if I bump into two people hanging out, I'm not immediately just like, hey, can I join you? Like I talk unless they invite me to join them. I'm like, oh, I stumbled upon you guys doing a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fascinating.
Yeah, and it's difficult too because like there might be some truth to like a dynamic shift if she were on a date with a man, but like as soon as you like bring up like levels of like tones of homophobia in a friend group, that will like fully rip things to shreds. And like whether that person felt that way or not, that friend is gonna be like, oh my god, I can't believe you're accusing me of that.
Yeah.
But if that's what she felt, you know, it's just tough. Like it's tough when it gets that's when it gets real. That's when it gets real serious.
Yeah, I have never felt minimized. I feel like people are very much like, come up to it, leave it. Like, no one's ever like, can I join? Or like, this isn't anything. It's like, oh no, I'm gonna give you your space.
Yeah, if the word date is used, I'm like,
You got it.
Out of there.
I disappear like a cloud of smoke.
yeah, straight up.
And sometimes I'll kind of, if I'm the person approaching and then I figure out they're on a date, I can figure out from my friend how long they want me to be there. I wouldn't be like, I definitely wouldn't pull up a chair unless the friend was like, I would never pull up a chair. Unless the friend was like, pull up a chair. And that means to me, I want you to either vibe check this person with me for a minute, or I need help from this date.
Right,
Help me
literally.
from this date.
Literally.
But no, never. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like just any dynamic, any date, it sucks that the conversation got to a really tough place, to like a really serious place. But I do feel like the person who tried to join the date is just, I think, just a little bit unaware, because like you can't.
Yeah.
Like what does that mean?
Yeah, not the asshole. You were on a date and politely told her that she couldn't join you. No reasonable adult would expect to intrude on a first date and get offended when they were asked to leave. If she had a problem, it was entirely in her own head. Someone else said, corporate life lesson 101. A single person does not join a two-person conversation without a clear invite. This applies to business conferences, cocktail parties, and fucking dates. Not the asshole. It's literally so mind-blowing to me. There is an update.
I love
These
updates.
two girls who reached out to me and sided with me just let me know that in the last few hours, she's been saying stuff that pretty heavily implies that I'm not actually bisexual and I'm just straight. So I guess that explains a lot of it. They obviously were not okay with it, as one of the girls is bisexual and has a boyfriend. They both left the group chat and still want to be friends with me. The other people in our group chat have said nothing to me, and honestly, I don't need the drama.
Silence says a lot.
It sucks to realize a friend of mine felt this way about me for years, but I'm glad I at least know what was up now. And OP in the comments says, to be fair, I don't really blame her for the first part of the story. It's totally fine to be oblivious, and I can also be super oblivious about stuff, but I'm glad to see the general consensus is that I wasn't wrong about her not being pissed about this had I been on a date with a guy. Thank you for the response. I appreciate it, and everyone's comments are making me feel a little bit more confident in my actions. Yeah,
What an update.
that's crazy. That really turned that woman into a weird person into an absolute.
Yeah, I didn't want to assume the worst,
But
but
now,
wow,
Erica.
that is so gross and like kind of been a fear of mine personally as someone who's queer. Like, I have a paranoia that people around me, my peers, my friends, or people that I love, like, might be like, she's straight. But because like I don't have a lot of experience in dating women or feminine people, so like you don't want to think that that's real, and that sucks. Also, just gonna go back. This person literally said, "Mind if I join?"
Yeah, what?
Asking. You asked. She said no. It's dehumanizing too, knowing that context of like you are doubting this person's sexuality, not even your business. And so what? You wanted to watch this display for yourself and see if it was legitimate? That's now I'm taking it personally. As you can
Yeah.
tell.
Right.
But yeah, that sucks. I'm sorry. I'm glad that those friends came to her support too, because
Right.
the friends that are not saying anything
Right.
are saying a lot.
Yep.
Hi there,
100%.
pal.
Okay, here we go. This is on our dating advice. Don't think she realizes we've dated before.
Huh? Say it again?
Don't think she realizes we've dated before.
Oh, no.
That's rough.
I've had these people already, I'll say this. Oh, yeah.
Okay. I've been on Hinge for 6 months and seen a couple of people, but nothing has happened for a while. This week, I, a
Goofy.
28-year-old man, noticed a girl I've
Oh,
dated
looks like
before
he's
about 4 years
inside.
ago, a 25-year-old woman. As new here and thought, nah, she won't match me
Yeah.
back, but lo and behold, she did, and we really hit it off. We messaged for a couple of days before she sent me her number to message. We've been up late at night between work texting, and last night she even called me for an hour, and we had a good laugh. But I'm not sure if she realizes we dated before. She blocked me on Facebook and Instagram when we stopped seeing each other because we fell out. Our personalities didn't gel, and she hated the fact that I went out every weekend. But we bonded more in the last few days than we ever did before, and I only go for a quiet drink every now and again now. The other night, she mentioned doing something on Facebook, but didn't ask me if I had Facebook myself, and sent me something off TikTok, which we had a laugh about. I know not everyone has social media these days, but a few days in, you'd think she'd have had a bit of a stalk or asked around social media.
Right.
She suggested we go on a date next Friday because that's the soonest
How's
date
it
she's
going?
free around work, uni, and prearranged plans, so I'm wondering how and when do I drop the bomb we've dated before. But I've also got to keep her interest for another 8 days, although that seems less concerning right now. I genuinely feel like we could work this time. Now we're both older and more mature, but I'm worried she'll spook. Or maybe she does know, but is also hesitant to bring it up.
How can she not know?
Yeah, like she has to go and be like, oh, I have him blocked on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely early on. In the messaging on the app,
Yeah.
I'd be like, wait, you don't remember me? Like, hey, we dated.
And the way you sell it, the way you play it is like, you know we dated before, right? You remember that.
Yeah.
You really don't remember. Are you serious? Okay, I couldn't tell if you remembered or if you didn't remember.
Yeah.
It's so, that's crazy to me because I remember and I thought you were just like I thought we were just not going to talk about it.
Yeah, and you're thinking he could call her.
Oh, it's a phone call.
Yeah.
It's a phone call.
I think I think it's weird that he was like, I've got to keep her interest for 8 more days. Like that if you're gonna try and wait until you see her in person, that feels a little
I kinda
just
like it.
manipulative tone. Yeah,
Yeah.
like because but I think for me, like if I was on her end and they call and like, hey, like I'm excited for our date, but I just want to check, like, you know we've dated before, right? I'm like, what? And he'd be like, yeah, like, we're both different people. I used to go out every weekend. I would be like, oh, like, this is great. So it's like there's also a possibility that we have a chemistry that could work. Right. And that would make me even more comfortable, even more, like, ready to go on a date again.
One of the comments here, you should have brought it up on that first phone call. Now it seems weird that you didn't. I think you should bring it up now. Your best bet is to play it off like you didn't realize at first that you dated before either. Act like you just figured it out. You know, this is funny, but I just realized we actually went out before about 4 years ago. And just see how she reacts. Yeah, maybe she knows it too and won't spook. But if she does, it's better to find out now so you won't waste any more of your time. That's kind of how I feel. Like, these 8 days of keeping her interest might be a waste. Hope you responded. The first message I sent on Hinge started with, I hope you've been keeping well on purpose, but I'm not sure if she caught on. He also said, I also look and sound no different to how I did then, and have really distinctive, brightly colored tattoos in my photos, which I had back then, so I don't know how she couldn't possibly know. Wow, and someone said, wow, that's one way to break the ice. Good luck, buddy. Yeah, it is shocking that she's not. I think she knows.
But we don't know that she doesn't know.
Right.
Don't know
So we're about, but there is an update. From
3 hours?
3 hours ago?
It's fresh.
As of filming
You
this?
had already picked this.
It's still warm.
I think my update comment got lost in the sea of replies, but we texted till late again, and before we went to bed, I asked if I could call her, but made a point it wasn't because I planned on being clingy and making a habit of it. I came clean, and she wasn't bothered at all, just said she thought she'd seen me in passing on a night out. I explained what went wrong, and we addressed why things should work out better this time, and she seemed to agree.
Aww.
She even joked, could this not have been something that could have been said over text to make light of the situation, and then the quick phone call turned into an hour again.
Oh, that's nice.
That's nice.
I knew it.
Yes. Did I hear open and honest communication? Finally. Did I hear radical honest? Finally.
I love it. I love it. See, that makes me feel more comfortable when I know that I know you.
Yeah.
Right. So, Chance, you said you've experienced this. Did you say that?
Yeah, I have experienced this.
Oh, God, yeah.
With people who are like, and I was on the other end of it. I didn't remember. And it was like, yeah, it was less dating, but it was like, yeah, we've slept together. We've gone home together. Like, and how was that? Cool. But I'm not weirded out by it. They're like, yeah, I knew, and I wasn't weirded out by it. I'm like, oh, okay, great. Now we're here. We're here now. Mm-hmm. I'm a different person than you're a different person. We've learned. We've grown.
I love it.
Funny. All right.
Wow.
I did have one. I had one guy that I had slept with, and then I started dating this other guy. Messy. I started dating this other guy, and then the guy I'm dating brings this guy around, and he's like, "This is my friend," and I don't remember that I've slept with his friend, but his friend knows apparently. And then the guy I'm dating starts cheating on me with the guy that I've slept with, and then they go off together, and I'm like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" So I like look him up his thing, and then I'm like, "Oh, I remember these pictures. I've slept with you actually."
Oh, no.
Wow.
Triangle?
There you go.
Oh.
So I lost. Actually, I just broke up a couple weeks ago.
Oh. Here we go. Last story. If someone had told me that downloading Tinder would lead to me drawing a man a bath and checking him for a hernia, I would have laughed.
What? Read that again.
If someone had told me that downloading Tinder would lead to me drawing a man a bath and checking him for a hernia, I would have laughed. This comes from our dating.
Okay. Is this Benjamin Button?
Okay. Weirdest date ever.
Sorry, I just said Benjamin Button really fast.
Weirdest date ever, that's all I can say. Not a first date, but still weird. He, a 44-year-old man, invited me, a 31-year-old woman, to meet him at a coffee shop because we both had work we needed to do. After a few hours, we stand up to leave, and he mentions that he injured himself earlier in the day. Wouldn't you know, he can't stand up, and he can barely walk. Now, I'm not a petite woman. I'm I'm 5'8", I work out, I can help. It's not like he's in the mountain or anything, and he's built like a little jackrabbit. So I help him, the mountain or anything, and he's built like a little jackrabbit. So I help him up and help him to his car, but he's still struggling. I offered to make him dinner if he wanted to come over because I had been marinating some chicken anyway. He accepts, and we head back to my house. It's worth saying that I have a 3-floor townhouse with lots of steps. It's also worth saying that I have a tendency to be clumsy, and so I have all sorts of ace bandages, crutches, etc. in my house. I set him up on the couch, bring him water, and a heating pad, a pillow to hold him for sneezing, coughing, crutches to help him stand without using whatever was injured, and start cooking dinner. Eventually he chimes in with, I promise I'm not trying to show you my dick, but can you look at this?
What? No.
Wouldn't you know, there's a weird bump near his groin, so now what was a pulled muscle might actually be a hernia. I offer to take him somewhere, but he refuses. Instead, he asks me to wrap a compression wrap around the bump.
What?
Eventually, I ask him if a warm bath would make him feel better, and he says that it might. Trouble is, he can't really go from sitting to standing all too well, so I took him back and sat there the whole time. I jokingly throw in a colorful, sparkling bath bomb and bring him a glass of wine because of the sheer absurdity of the situation. I'm sitting here, bathing a grown man who I met off Tinder. I felt his groin for a hernia. I compression wrapped said groin. This man has absolutely tested the limits of my domesticity. I actually didn't mind. We've been seeing one another since December, and I'm kind of in love with him.
Aww.
He got checked out. The lump was from the swelling of a torn muscle. Still not good, but not as bad as a hernia.
Wow. Dude, that's like the sweetest little story ever. See, why couldn't I meet people like that off of fucking the dating apps, man?
She did the most.
Stories like that makes me go, oh, you know, maybe my prince is on a dating app, but I don't think so.
Without proper form, and I'll be on my way to find a wife. Someone else said, awesome story. I hope you two kids make it to the finish line. OP responded, that would be nice if we did, but either way, he's already enriched my life, and I'm thankful for whatever time we have together.
Wow, that's so sweet.
That's really funny.
So who's the asshole?
Yeah, well, was one of them the asshole? Someone else said, if he doesn't wife you, I will rage.
She really did
really
the most.
yeah.
And then more. She drew him. She was like, shall I draw you a bath?
Shall I draw you a bath?
This post was from last year. In a more recent post, OP responded, I used Tinder and met my partner of 2 years. So they're still together.
A guy I met off Tinder one time, we were talking, and he asked me to cut his hair because I cut hair. And I was like, this is the first date. First date, he asked me to cut his hair, so I go over and I cut his hair. Was really weird. And then I was like, okay, you gotta clean up the hair because I don't want to clean up your fucking hair. And I was like, don't flush it down the toilet because it'll clog.
Yeah.
This bitch flushed it down the toilet. So now he's got, and he was like shouting in the bathroom. He's like, I clogged the toilet. And I was like, bro, I literally told you not to put it down the toilet.
That's so funny.
He didn't listen.
That's the red flag.
God,
And then I had my friend call me and be like, can you please come pick me up?
Wow.
I'm so sorry. I gotta take
I gotta go.
God.
Well, these have been all over the place. But we ended on a sweet note, so that's nice.
Yes.
Thank you both for being here.
Thanks for doing that.
Who's driving this bus? And thank you all for watching. As always, let us know in the comments what types of themes or subreddits you want us to cover. And let us know your thoughts on these
money.
stories. And we'll see you later. Bye. We're back with more messy, unhinged Reddit stories, and our guests today are Jackie and Mac Doesn't.
Both messy and unhinged people. We back!
People have been asking for you two to come back for months.
Because we're pretty, because we're cute.
Yeah. The last episode you guys were on is a lot of people's favorites. And a lot of clips from that, you've probably seen on TikTok, they have 500 million views.
Wow.
There's a theme today. The theme is say less. People who, they could have just held back a little bit. Before we get into it, though, I want to say one thing. We saw your comments, and we fixed this. I don't know, in some of the earlier episodes, yeah, this didn't sync up, right? But now they're perfect. So, thank you guys for your criticism.
And support.
And support. All right, so theme is say less. Let's get into it. Here's our first one. Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend that it's not a good look to wear her bonnet in public?
Oh. Like how you say that as I am wearing a version of a bonnet, basically.
We quickly did a search. We're like, yes.
I didn't want to do my hair today. Okay.
There's something about Shane saying bonnet. That's like, what?
He knows.
I, a 22-year-old man, have been dating my girlfriend Trinity, a 22-year-old woman, for about a year now. We met in college and have been dating ever since then. For context, I am a white male, and she is mixed with African American and Native American. On to the problem. My girlfriend's hair is super thick and curly, and she often wears it in a huge afro or will add extensions every couple of months. She spends hours on perfecting it and has so many hair care products, I don't know how she can differentiate what she needs. I've come with her to the beauty supply store a couple of times, and I was overwhelmed by how many products she needs in one run, often costing around $200 or more depending on what she needs. I personally only use a bottle of shampoo, conditioner, and maybe pomade on occasion. Yesterday, she ran out of hair for her extensions, braids, and needed to go on a quick run in order to get more. She put on some comfy clothes and her bonnet and told me she'd be only out for a max of 20 minutes or so since the store isn't that far away. Here is where I might be the asshole. I told her to leave her bonnet here since she's only going to be gone for a couple of minutes. When she asked why, I told her that she looked kind of unput together with her bonnet on and should wear something like a hat instead. She then said that it was her choice to wear her bonnet whenever she wanted to, and that I didn't know what I was talking about considering I don't even need to wear one myself. She then explained that it was to protect her hair and the progress she made, but I don't understand why something like a baseball cap couldn't do the same thing since it protects mine.
Oh,
She
goodness.
huffed and said that it's not the same thing and to worry about myself before telling her what is considered put together or not. She came back around 30 minutes later and continued her hair. I tried to talk to her, but she gave me the cold shoulder and said that she was focusing. I kind of got frustrated and told her that she was getting upset over nothing. She then told me to get out and told me that I have no business in telling her what she can get upset over. She hasn't talked to me since then, but she's posted on social media of her extensions. I tried to call her, but she didn't answer. I think she's blowing everything out of proportion. It's literally just a bonnet. She could have worn something else. Am I the asshole?
Yes.
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 Yes. Where do we start?
Oh my god. Maybe let's start with how long it takes to get these extensions in, so everyone is on the same page.
Okay.
So it takes. First off, let's get up for Trinity for doing her own extensions.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. The fact that she is braiding her own hair is already a task that not a lot of people are able to do. It costs a lot of money to get it done. Our own Kiana in this office does braid her own hair. And Kiana, how long does it take? 12 hours? Yeah. It takes about 12 hours to braid.
Kiana has mentioned, she's like, yeah, Saturday I braided my hair.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, damn. Like,
Yeah.
And that's a whole Saturday.
Whole Saturday. Whole Saturday. The fact is that she seemed focused. It's like, yeah, bitch, you gotta focus. You get a fucked up part in there, it's bad.
It's all over.
The other part is that he wanted. I haven't worn a baseball cap in about 8 years myself because it won't fit. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Take your time.
Sorry.
Take your time.
I don't know what hat. Shane, like you and I, we're not gonna wear the same hat. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? The try not to laugh we just filmed. I put a hat on. It looks fake. It looks wild because it doesn't fit in my hat, right?
Yeah.
When she gets the extensions, then she could probably wear the hat. But the great thing about a bonnet is that there's a lot of elastic to it. It's a lot of fabric, right?
Enough space.
A lot of space in there. You could throw whatever.
You can fit everything in it.
Everything in it. You can throw a lot of things in there. So 20 minutes, it makes sense, Trinity. Why you just threw it all up in there? Whatever progress you had, because you probably had the whole back done, and then she had a little top knot at the top, and he's like, "Babe, you look good. Why
put on a hat.
I don't get why he cares so much. Like, you know, she's going out to run errands. Why does he care what she looks like when she's going out to run errands?
Because men. No.
I think the man is bringing up a very clear example of respectability politics. Oftentimes, it's basically like black women are supposed to act a certain way, to be seen as respectful, to be
Cheers to
as
anyone lurking,
respectable, to be
twerking,
seen
watching
as
incognitely. Good motherfucking afternoon. It's 12:14 for me. Just been chilling in Club Cottontale for the last few hours. It is Saturday, November 11th. It is Veterans Day. If you know anyone who has served, um, let them know how much you appreciate that they did that, you know? Um, yeah. So, I think that I think I'm gonna do a little bit more in Dreamlight Valley, maybe, but I'm also kind of feeling like I'm awake enough in my body. I've been stretching while I've been sitting here. My hands feel okay. I'm feeling like maybe we can do some dishes, but what I need to do is put some lotion on because my hands are super dry. If I go to do dishes right now, I'm gonna like fucking ruin my hands. So let's chill in our mermaid medicine room. I specifically put on a Ariel, Little Mermaid themed outfit to sit here in this Little Mermaid themed room. Now there is a couple things that are Moana or excuse me, um, Lilo and Stitch because beach. But for the most part, everything in here is Little Mermaid. And then the cooler right there, that's actually just like a miscellaneous thing. But I mean, it's literally a cooler full of ice and refreshments. Like it's perfect. Oh, just like this lotion is perfect. Oh, it feels so good. I have eczema, so my hands get very dry. Oh, and they were very much needing some lotion. And then also my, Achilles, our left hand carpal tunnel incision slash scar, and then our right hand, Hermes. They're still very much in recovery. Tomorrow is Achilles. Let's see, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. So Achilles is about to be 6 months old tomorrow. And then on the 17th, see, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. Ooh, 69. So tomorrow, Achilles will be 6 months. And on the 17th, Hermes will be 9 months. So 6 and 9. That's so wild that 9 months ago we got our right hand cut into, and 6 months ago we got our left hand cut into, and whew, life. Life just keeps it going. And I'm just trying to hold on and make some kind of, semblance of a enjoyable life for myself. The more that I just focus on what I have, and try not to think about romance as best as possible, which is like feels impossible for me to be completely honest. Um, I can't not think about romance. Like, I focus on the relationships I have, and it very much makes me think like, oh, could I have a romantic relationship with my best duder? And it's like maybe, but at the same time, I truly feel like we're just best as platonic best friends, with romance sprinkled in there. Like, I'm a very romantic person. I give every relationship in my life a little bit of romance. I just very much look forward to my prince, who will get all of my romance and all of my physical intimacy and all my verbal intimacy, like the majority of it. I'm still going to give Raymundo positive, like, I'm going to call him handsome and things like that, and tell him I love him, but my prince will view that as a huge green flag because they'll be like, you have this friend who's not really getting affection and you're giving them care and affection. They'll see that as a good thing, especially because I do feel like my prince is going to be very secure in knowing, like, I want them. You know, we're gonna both feel really secure in that, even if we have bits of us that make us question it. Like for me, it's going to be difficult the next romantic relationship I get into because I haven't been in one for a very long time, and the last one I was in was with someone who did nothing but abuse me. And even the two relationships before that were not healthy relationships. So I've never had a healthy romantic relationship. So, you know, I as much as I want it to be in my life and I look forward to it, I'm just going to focus what I always do: health, home, present, you know. But it is, you know, the closer that we get to January, I'm like, damn. Like, January 21st of 2021 was the last time I kissed someone on the lips or I was sexually active. Like, it's kind of wild to me that I haven't had sex in almost 3 years. Like, what the fuck? And I don't even miss it. Like, I do miss it. But, like, what I miss the most is being able to hang out with someone and have a conversation for hours. You know, cuddling. Just. Yeah.
If she does her own hair, or he says that she knows that
Ooh,
she
two
gets her
minutes to
hair done
princely tongue
every
time.
couple months. So either he's not around when she does it, or she kind of like leaves and comes back. It's like, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Like, and doesn't know anything about the process, or you know what I mean? Or
One random day she's gone, the next day she has braids.
yeah. Honestly, like that's my favorite part of like getting braids sometimes. I was in college and I remember I had gone to Nigeria over winter break and I came back with braids in, and this girl, I will not name her, and she came into the office, we were all working, and she's like, oh my god, it looks like rope. And it was just after Chescale's video came out, like, well, what is it, what white women say to black women, shit white girls say, and it was, we had literally just watched it, and then she came, like the timing was beautiful, like you couldn't, it was honestly very sweet. Like I don't hold anything against her, but the time she came in right, she's like, oh my god, it's like real, like how does your hair get so long? And it's like, it's like I grew it. I grew.
It came out this way.
It came out this way.
Pretty funny.
But it's you know the thing too is like there's so many like people ask wild questions sometimes.
1221,
Wigs have been a
1221.
thing for a really long time.
Oh, wow.
So, like, to not
That's
understand like how
literally
wig works
222 as
is
well.
also I don't think
Whoa.
super like acceptable. I don't need to know how to install a wig, but like
That's so dope.
there are wigs that are not costume wigs.
That's like literally 222. Is
I
this the
also just
official
think that the
princely toke
overarching
time? I
theme,
think so.
and we see this in so many stories, is like you just don't need to make
Cheers.
comments about people's appearance. Like you don't
Oh,
need to
and then of
like
course it
concern
switches
yourself
to
with. Like, I
1222,
think
but
that's just an
that's
easy
still accurate because
for
if we
so
take
much
off
of
the one,
this.
we see the 222.
It just was.
But the fact that
I feel like
I
it's
just
okay to
realized
like
that
ask questions.
1221
Like
is
it's,
also
I feel like
222.
with
It's
your
like,
friends, it's okay to ask questions. Like I have some friends I have asked them questions, and I gladly will answer the question to my friend. But the part that pisses me off is that he's getting upset about her reaction, because it's like, well, you don't know, you don't understand why she's upset, and now you're upset that she's not giving the time of day. Like, pick one. Fuck you. Fuck this man.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Next one. Am I the asshole for accidentally hijacking my friend's proposal?
What?
All right. Okay, so this happened a few weeks ago, and I'm still feeling guilty about it. I, a 27-year-old woman, have a close friend. Let's call her Sarah. She's 29. We've been friends since college, and she's always been there for me through thick and thin. Recently, she started dating this amazing guy, John, who's 30, who seemed perfect for her. They've been together for about a year, and it was
I really like
evident
my
that they were very
submission
much in love.
because
Once
I feel like Wally's going like, ta-da! Like, look at my beautiful garden.
romantic weekend getaway. He was incredibly excited about it and wanted everything to be perfect. We texted back and forth, and I could tell how much thought and effort he was putting into it. I was honored to be the confidant for this special moment. Fast forward to the weekend, and we all arrived at this picturesque cabin in the woods. The atmosphere was magical, and the scene was set up for the proposal. We spent the day exploring the surrounding nature, and in the
Ooh,
evening, Sarah and
this
I
one.
headed back to the cabin to freshen up, while John pretended to be busy with something else. While Sarah was getting ready, I thought it would be fun to surprise her with a little pre-engagement prank. I sneakily grabbed the ring from John's bag, thinking I'd playfully pretend to propose to her. And then she'd see the real deal when John popped the question. So when Sarah came out of the bathroom, I got down on one knee, and with a joking smile, I said, Sarah, will you marry me? To my horror, Sarah's face turned pale, and she seemed genuinely confused and upset. She stammered out a confused, what? As John, who was standing behind her with the ring box in hand, looked mortified. I genuinely didn't mean to cause any harm. Should I do
Shit.
anything else to make it up to them, or is it best to give them space?
Space.
Help.
That is an interesting situation.
So the account was suspended, so there's nothing else, and we're not going to get anything else from that.
Oh my god.
Look, I love a good prank. To literally the ring is that's bold.
Man, you know what's wild is I've had a crush on Shane from Reddit Reads, the Smosh channel type thing, and with that one little bit, that's like the first thing that he said that I'm like, ugh. The fact that he likes, like he's down for a prank. I cannot stand pranks. But see, that's why it's important to, like, even if you have a crush on someone, you get to know more about them, and sometimes you find out, like, oh, okay, I don't crush this person as much as I thought. Shoot, all I know is that I don't chase, I attract.
I really like her use of accidentally in her title for this.
Even though I don't feel that. Because I don't feel like I chase people, but and I do feel like I attract people, but I feel like the people I attract, I have to steadily keep conversations going, you know? Um, so it's more so that I want to put out that I don't chase, I attract an individual who truly wants to get to know me and wants to let someone get to know them. So just putting out, that I attract what I really want. Not just that I attract, because I do. I attract all sorts of things, but we've yet to attract something that is sustainable. So, yeah.
I can assure you, I'm going no contact with them for about a month or so.
See Belle. Yeah, she's still there.
There's an obvious line you're not supposed to cross when it comes to like proposals, especially when someone like tells you they're about to propose. And they definitely crossed that.
Have either of you ever been the confidant in someone's proposal?
No, I've never seen a proposal in real life before.
I mean, not the confidant, but like I've been a part of a surprise proposal before. And when I say tell me where to go when you go,
My friend Nicole,
I am not
past friend Nicole, anyways, she was part of my proposal. I actually didn't have the money to get the ring, and I paid her back and everything, but she loaned me the money so I could get, because I came across the ring and it was perfect. Um, and it was $50. I asked her for 40. I think she gave me 50 for it. And then, I paid her back sort of thing. But, or she might have said it was a gift. I don't remember. But either way, she was effectively a part of it. I also had read my poem to her first. Like, this is my proposal. And she literally was like, oh! Like, she was just like, oh my gosh. Like, it's perfect. Because it really was perfect. Like, you know, I'm a romantic, and it's just that I need to attract someone who is like me, and that's something I'm putting out in the universe. That we attract a individual who is very similar minded to myself in romance. So, someone who would like to get married, someone who might want to have kids or more kids if they already have kids, because like for me, I've mentioned that I'm like one and done, but a lot of that is being scared to go through everything that I went through the first time, both mentally and physically. um I don't I don't think I'll be pregnant again, but I do think that Rainbow will probably get a sibling in the aspect that I'll date like a single father or, maybe a single mother because I don't know. My prince is my prince because I'm the princess of the relationship. Um, you know, uh, my prince could have ovaries, my prince could have testicles, my prince could have both. I don't care what their anatomy is like. I care what their thoughts and feelings are like, what their heart is like, how they love themselves and the individuals around them. If they are a parent, how do they put themselves first so then they can put their child second? Those are the things that are very important to me. You know, um, Now, physical attraction is important, and I feel like I'll have that. When I meet my person, like we will lock eyes, we will be, into each other, um, and then we will find out if we're into more than just the physical exterior. I really look forward to flourishing something with my prince or meeting them if I haven't met them. For all I know, I've met my prince already, and it just hasn't gotten to the chapter of my book of life where we start to flourish it. So who knows? Cottontale, I've been trying to understand the mysterious book I found in Dreamlight Library. It seems to be in some sort of code. Do you think you could help me? Ooh, code breaking. Tell me everything. I'm glad you're as interested as I am, but there's not much to say at the moment. What's written here, I've tried all sorts of ways to understand what's written here, but I haven't had any luck. If only Papa's translator machine had really worked. Translation machine? What's that? Well, my father is an inventor, and he designed many marvelous machines. He has one project that is just a fantastical idea, but I made sure to keep the plans for it, just in case. It's called a translation machine, and if it could be made, it would translate text into different languages. Hmm, you don't suppose we could use some sort of the magical things here in the valley to create it, do you? I just know we could. That would be wonderful. If I could find the designs, I would sure I brought them with me to remind me of him. I'll help you search. Where did you last see them? I guess that's the end of that then. I'll help you search. Oh, thank you. I found them in the Beast Castle where we met. Papa had visited there before me and must have dropped them. Oh, you mean in your realm? I can go back there and look for you. What am I looking for? They're design pages. A few of them. They might be scattered around the castle. After what happened with the books there. My fucking right knee just started locking up. And that's exactly why I can't drive a vehicle. I'm inside. I'm not like cold. You know what I mean? Could you imagine if my knee did that when I was trying to drive a vehicle? Oh my gosh. I drive in emergencies onlys. I'll go check your room and find the design pages. Ayo. actually really cute with the shorts, but I'm gonna put a skirt over it. I think I'm gonna go with a flat shoe instead of... Ooh. That would be pretty cute. Let's see, we have black flats. Yes. You know what? I actually think tis good for right now. I'm gonna keep the Belle quest on and keep her in the cute little outfit because that will definitely let future Amber know that we're working on Belle mission. I don't have anything to harvest. I have one over here that still needs harvest, but I'm leaving it for those times where it's like harvest a vegetable. Let's see, let's put a more bellish. Let's see, maybe the pink bunny. Ooh, we should do pink whimsical fox. Yeah, I like that. Pet you, come here. I'm gonna pet you. Yeah, it makes you so happy. Alright, motherfuckers. Well, thank you to anyone that's been, lurking, twerking, watching incognitally. I hope you have a continually great day. For me, it is just after 12:30 in the afternoon. Good motherfucking afternoon from me to you. But, of course, good evening and good morning, too. Yeah, thank you to everyone that's been lurking, twerking, watching incognitally, watching this later on as posted content. Only the universe knows when I will make some more deliciously random content. So until then, and always, remember to be kind to yourself and everyone else. And we'll see you next time. Bye.